Welcome aboard the Jolly Roger mateys, a pirate paradise upon the sea, where the anchor chain is rusty and the mops are old and dusty, where your socks are always soggy cause the deck is waterloggy. Welcome aboard and join our merry crew. Our banner above is the Jolly Roger, stripy sails of black and red, a pirate ship of great renown with an old codfish for a figurehead. Heave-ho, the Jolly Roger, first on the sea to fly the flag. Heave-ho, the Jolly Roger, scurvy, filth, and scallywag. All away the Jolly Roger mateys, sailing proud upon the never sea, where the timbers all are creaky and the bilge will spring a leaky, where the treasure hold is dinky, every now and then we seek thee. Welcome aboard and join our merry crew. Our banner above is the Jolly Roger, stripy sails of black and red, a pirate ship of great renown with an old codfish for a figurehead. Heave-ho, the Jolly Roger, first on the sea to fly the flag. Heave-ho, the Jolly Roger, scurvy, filth, and scallywag.
Oh, that's fine. I think we can do it faster, though, mateys.
Our banner above is the Jolly Roger, stripy sails of black and red, a pirate ship of great renown with an old codfish for a figurehead. Heave-ho, the Jolly Roger, first on the sea to fly the flag. Heave-ho, the Jolly Roger, scurvy, filth, and scallywag.
That was great. Whoa, wait. No, bonus. It's too fast.
Our banner above is the Jolly Roger, stripy sails of black and red, a pirate ship of great renown with an old codfish for a figurehead. Heave-ho, the Jolly Roger, first on the sea to fly the flag. Heave-ho, the Jolly Roger, scurvy, filth, and scallywag.
We're on easy street, and it feels so sweet, 'cause the world is but a treat when you're on easy street, and we're breaking out the good champagne. We're sitting pretty on the gravy train, and when we sing, every sweet refrain repeats right here on easy street. It's our moment in the sun, and it's only just begun. It's time to have a little fun. We're inviting you to come and see why you should be on easy street. Yeah, we got a front row seat. Oh, to a life that can't be beat. Right here on easy street. It's our moment in the sun, and it's only just begun. It's time to have a little fun, and we're inviting you to come and see why you should be on easy street. Yeah, we got a front row seat. Oh, to a life that can't be beat. Right here on easy street. 'Cause the world is but a treat when you're on easy street. 'Cause the world is but a treat when you're on easy street. We're on easy street, and it feels so sweet. 'Cause the world is but a treat when
record, man. I just bought it.
I don't care what you just bought. You get your little fanny perpendicular and get ready for school.
I'm not going to school.
What do you mean you're not going to school?
Just what I said. I'm not going to school.
And why not?
Because I'm sick. That's why not.
Sick. You're sick, all right. What's wrong with you now, Prince Charming?
I got an earache.
Earache my eye. How would you like a butt ache? Now get your little fanny out of that bed and clean up this room. It looks like a pigsty. You hear me? All right, that's enough. That's enough. You pushed me far enough, young man. You're getting punished. Now stand up.
No.
I said stand up.
I let go of my hair, man.
Now, young man, I have talked to you and talked to you and talked to you till I'm blue in the face, and I'm done talking to you.
Good. Does that mean you're done spitting on me, too?
Shut up! I'm not done talking to you. Now turn around and bend over.
Oh, what are you going to do, you pervert?
Pervert? Why you snotty? Oh, shut up! I haven't even touched you yet. Now I want you to know this is going to hurt you a lot more than it's going to hurt me.
Oh, wow. That didn't even hurt.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, wow. What are you trying to do, tickle me?
Tickle you? Yeah, I'll tickle you.
Ow!
Oh, is that tickle, huh? Come on, another tickle. Come on, laugh it up, funny boy.
No more.
All right, now you gonna do what I tell you?
Yeah.
You gonna talk back to me?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, no.
All right. Now you get your clothes on and get your little butt ready for school. Right now, do you understand?
Yeah.
All right.
Baby Shark Brooklyn.
Today, Pink Fong is going shopping with the shark family at the underwater supermarket. Pink Fong swims into the sea. What should we buy?
Pink Fong, you're here. What should we do? Mommy Shark, Daddy Shark, and Baby Shark have all disappeared.
I can't find them anywhere. Pink Fong, friends, can you find our family?
Oh no! Don't worry. We'll help you find them. Pink Fong, friends, let's go find the shark family together. Let's look for Mommy Shark together. Have you ever seen Mommy Shark? Pink tail, Mommy Shark. Have you ever seen Mommy Shark? Pink tail, Mommy Shark.
motherfucking trailer. Would you like to see Gorosaurus versus Man, the solo trilogy from Toho? No, I would not, because nobody gives a shit about those two monsters. So let's be real. Honestly, with the exception of a handful of Toho monsters, a lot of them really suck. To stop the motherfucking lie. Look at this guy's got glasses. Oh, it's a sophisticated zombie.
I heard Rodan's in here. I don't know if I don't know if I missed him.
I missed Rodan. On top of the volcano, I missed Rodan. Flying over the water, I missed Rodan. He's been confirmed, established 2014, right here on E.T. motherfucking N. I have only ever loved one woman. And it ain't you, bitch. Poof. Bye-bye. Have a nice trip. See you next fall, because winter's coming.
I figured, I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And number one is Godzilla. Godzilla?
Motherfucking trailer. Hello, everyone. Supplies? Actually, not really. So, on Friday, I said Saturday. I actually meant Sunday. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me here on a Sunday afternoon. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. We got I was thinking definitely gonna watch a little bit of Nukes. All right, there's a couple of trailers that recently dropped for some shows coming back. Stranger Things, The Boys. There was a 7-minute Boys like news commercial or something. I don't even know if that's new. I just ran upon it. I didn't look at the date, but it was pretty cool. You know what I was thinking we're gonna do a little bit later? That we had fun doing this a long time ago, and I always at that time I had said, yeah, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this more often, and we only did it that one time, but it was really fun. I was thinking, let's look at some SCPs, right? I think that'll be fun. We haven't done that in a long time. Last time we did it was hilarious. Some of the ones people were choosing. So I was thinking we could do that for a little bit and then just shoot the shit, that kind of stuff. We're going to be on for a little while, all right? This is not a 2-hour stream. We're going to go probably, let me see, what time is it now? See, we start at 2:30, 2:30, 4:30, 5:30. Maybe 6:30. That sound good to you guys? I know some of you won't, I know all of you won't be around for that long, but that's how long I'll go for. For those of you who stick around, great. And for those of you who can't, well, fuck you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't get your panties in a bunch. All right. But let's do oh, likewise, Aztec, thank you. Bring on the vibrate SCP. Yeah, I remember. I think it was Mr. L that was it. Mr. L that did that one, the SCP for that one. I'm not gonna watch Eternals till it comes to Disney Plus. I'm gonna change the title of the stream, so that way people kind of get an idea. There we go. We'll save that. Let that switch up. All right. I think it has to be refreshed for it to change, but either way. Yeah, I haven't seen Eternals. I'm gonna wait for it to come on Disney Plus. I was really never. I'm not really into what Marvel's doing right now. This build up for this next saga, it's a slow start. Because you don't have heroes that are big time. You know what I mean? There's no more Captain America. I mean, all right. So I mean, you got Anthony. Obviously, you got Captain America and in Falcon, but it's just not the same. You know what I mean? It should be. I know that Falcon became the Captain America in the comics. I was all for it, and then they had the show with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that kind of really dropped my excitement for him being Captain America, which is a shame because I like Sam Wilson and I like Anthony Mackie, and when he passed the torch to him, it was the right thing to do. It was fitting. You couldn't give it to Bucky because Bucky's a murderer. The next best person is Sam Wilson, and then the show came out, and the show kind of really just dropped the momentum that had for me. So I'm not looking forward to what Captain America has to bring on silver screen. There's no more Iron Man. Someone's going to take that spot that's going to be the next Iron Man. It's going to be a woman, probably Ironheart or a kid. It'll probably be his daughter, you know what I mean, or something like that. I don't know, but I'm not looking forward to it. Doctor Strange, definitely down for that. Obviously, Spider-Man, definitely down for that. I'm not as excited about Black Panther as I was the first time around because, unfortunately, obviously, Chadwick Boseman's dead. So, and it's not that I have a problem with his sister taking the mantle. That again, from a story perspective, that's the right thing to do. But we all know that may not have been the case if he didn't pass away. And so I'm not too excited for that either. So there's just not a whole lot. I didn't watch the What If series. I saw the first episode. I didn't think it was bad. I just wasn't into it. There's a lot of characters that they could have launched this new phase that they're starting. I just think they're choosing the wrong characters to launch it. I don't think the Eternals is the right choice. I don't think Shang-Chi is the right choice. Those characters are good to bring in the middle, kind of like what they did with Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Those characters are good to bring into the middle of what you're building up to. That's why I think Guardians of the Galaxy succeeded. That's why I think Ant-Man succeeded. If you're going to start off with characters like that, it's not, these are very ambiguous characters. The Eternals were not a big series. The original Eternals that was written was canceled. Nobody was into it even in the comics. So to start your phase with one of these groups, to me, is just not a wise choice. So if it were me, I would have built off of some of the hints they were dropping in Wakanda about earthquakes and things like that. I would have started with Namor. I would have launched a Namor movie. And I think another character I would have put in there would be Nova, because he would be very much linked to what happened during Endgame and what happened during Infinity War. In the comics, he was the only survivor on what's the name of that planet? The Nova Corps. He was the only survivor when Thanos destroyed it. So they should have kind of squeeze that in. Namor is the Submariner, right? He's like Marvel's version of Aquaman, but cooler. So I would have brought him in. I would have brought Nova in. If you want to go big, right? If you really want to bring a bigger character, because, you know, they can't really rely on Spider-Man. Spider-Man would be the answer, but you can't rely on Spider-Man because you don't technically own him. So they have to they have to hold their reins in on what they can do with Spider-Man. It wouldn't surprise me if this movie is the end of his run with Marvel, because it looks like Sony is trying to build their own universe, and even though it looks like it's going to meld with Marvel, it might be now where, you know, Tom Holland and his Spider-Man go over to Sony for a little while and do movies there that'll be loosely and lightly linked to the Marvel Universe. And maybe he comes back for a big ensemble, but I don't think he's going to have any singular movies after this one, at least not for a while, in my opinion. So Submariner, Nova would have been a good one. They should have, you know, they have the Fantastic Four now. They have the X-Men. Obviously, they need time to start writing and setting up stories for them. I get that. There's some West Coast Avengers that they could have launched with. You know, there's a lot. You know, you still got the Daredevil, you still got Punisher. They have all those guys now. These are characters that you could have started with, or at least, well, maybe not those guys, because did they get them before the Fox deal? Yeah, you know what I would have done? I was thinking about this last night, because I know I didn't stream last night. And I was thinking about Marvel and stuff like that, and it's kind of disappointing because even for myself, I'm like, damn, I really want to be excited about what Marvel's bringing, but I can't. And you know, this is what I would have done. Obviously, Iron Man and Captain America, mainly Iron Man is the one. He is the most popular Marvel character, right? So here's what I would have done in Endgame. I would not have killed Tony. I would have killed Captain America. What I would have done at Endgame during that part where he takes the gauntlet from Thanos, I would have wrote in that Captain America comes in and gets the gauntlet, or somehow gets it from Tony, or he's the one that makes the sacrifice. And the reason for that is because Tony has a family. Tony has a daughter and a wife. Captain doesn't. Captain America would have made to me, it made more sense because his opportunity for a normal life has been long gone. And he knows that once this battle is over, that's it. And Cap's only reason for living is to fight for, you know, his team, America, truth, justice, all that stuff. And I think it would have been a better send-off if Captain America made the sacrifice. Then you keep Tony alive, you sign Robert Downey Jr. for another lucrative deal and have him segue into the next phase, and then you can kill him at the end of the next phase. And you could then at that point you have a couple of characters to pick from that you can send to lead the way. That's what I would have done. That's my opinion. I think that would have been the smart move. If you had Iron Man leading a new bunch of characters into the next phase, I think the transition would have been a lot smoother and people would be a little bit more excited for it. So anyway, I know that kind of just not really went on a rant there, but just kind of went on, talked about how I feel about that kind of stuff. Cap has nothing left in modern day than Tony. Yeah, it's true. I mean, granted, don't get me wrong, I'm not upset at that the idea that Cap went back and he lived a life. That's a great thing. I'm just saying, I think the alternative would have been better for the long term. You could have made a whole new movie where Iron Man is forced to come out of like retirement, so to speak. You know, because remember, like you could start the next movie where there's no more Iron Man, he's done, or he's trying to do everything remotely so he doesn't have to get involved and harm himself. And he comes up. In fact, you could have made, because the Mandarin is Tony Stark's archenemy. Instead of Shang-Chi, you could have made the next Iron Man. You could have introduced Shang-Chi in that movie and have Tony Stark take on the Mandarin, and he's forced to come out because of like all the magical stuff, whatever. He's forced to come out and actually get in the suit again. That actually would have been better. Then you bring in Shang-Chi and stuff like that.
Rob Taylor super chatted $5. Thoughts in Jane becoming Thor?
I don't. Yeah, so that happens in the comic as well. I don't think it's going to be long term. I think she's only going to take the hammer for a short bit in the movie. Like, it's a Thor movie, so she's not going to have the hammer the whole movie. So if she becomes Thor for a little while, I'm cool with that. If they try to make her Thor full time, then I'm not down with that. Then to me, it's over. And that's another thing. They got Thor, but Thor is kind of chilling with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, why not just bring Thor and have him lead the way? I think Chris Hemsworth is a much bigger star now than he was when he started with the MCU. He can lead the next team. If you had Chris Hemsworth and as Thor and Tony and Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark leading into the next phase of Marvel, I think they'd be in a lot better position right now. And not do the Eternals movie. Just drop the Eternals movie altogether. Well, Scumbag, the thing is, Miles Morales has been around for a long time. He's been around longer before all these other characters they tried to change. And he's been very popular. There's never been any negative things said about Miles Morales from the audience from the time he came around. Because he's not replacing Peter Parker. He is his own character that just has Spider-Man powers on a different level. He has other powers, too, that Peter doesn't have. But he's not a replacement for Peter Parker. He's just another Spider-Man, and he's in a different universe. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about Miles Morales, but I understand where you're coming from. There are characters they're trying to replace with either women or gay people. I get it. I think they did that with Captain America. There's like a gay Captain America now, or something like that. It just bugs me we'll never see Reed Richards interact with Tony Stark. Yeah, and that's another thing. Because they, in the comics, they start their own faction, okay? So I really think, I understand why they killed Tony. It's a bigger impact than Captain America. But I think Captain America being the sacrifice is better for the long-term story, number one. Number two, I do think there's a chance he would have had a big shock factor because in some ways people were kind of expecting Tony Stark to die, and if you expect it, even though it hurts, it's not as bad. But if Cap came out of nowhere and he died, and they had some sort of dialogue right before Cap died, where Tony's like, "Cap, why did you do that? I had it," and he says, "Tony, you have a wife and a daughter. My fight is over now. My life has been over well before I woke up from the ice." Something along those lines. And people, I think that would have had a little bit more of an impact at that moment because now you're understanding why Cap did it. He has nothing else to live for. Now, of course, the fight carries on. We all know this, but at that moment, they think it's all over. So it makes more sense for Cap to make the sacrifice. And like I said, now you keep Tony Stark. You can have that relationship you were talking about, like with Reed Richards down the road when they get the Fantastic Four coming. You still have Thor. You still got the Guardians that are out there. You don't need the Eternals. And it's not to say they can't do the Eternals. It's not to say that they can't do Shang-Chi. I would have made Iron Man, the next Iron Man movie, against the Mandarin, and I would have introduced Shang-Chi in that movie. I would have brought the Eternals in much later. Like, if they decide to do Galactus, that's, to me, the best time to bring in the Eternals. You know what I mean? So, hindsight is 2020. Maybe that's something they thought about after the fact, and who knows? But, you got Kang the Conqueror. I mean, there's a lot of cool things coming, and I know when that stuff comes, I'm going to be excited again. But right now, as it stands, there's nothing Marvel's doing that's exciting me at all. Zero. The shows were okay. I didn't like Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or rather Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Loki was good, but it generated more questions than answers. And Scarlet Witch, or rather WandaVision, I enjoyed the second half to the end of the season more. The first 2 or 3 episodes were pretty boring for me. I understand they were building it up, they're setting it up. But overall, the shows were okay. You know what I mean? Loki, I think Loki was the best one, but I like WandaVision better because I love the Scarlet Witch, and it was nice to finally see her with the helmet, the outfit. I like that. I've been waiting for that for a long time because Scarlet Witch is a very important character in the comics. You know, she's run with the Avengers. She's run with the X-Men. She is an X-Men. She was an Avengers first. She was following her father, her and Quicksilver. Then when they saw that their father was a little bit more on the evil side, they weren't cool with that. They left, and they went with the Avengers. And then eventually when the X-Men came out, they shifted back and went towards the X-Men. Scarlet Witch has always been a wild card. She's never been a villain. She's never been a good guy. She's done some horrific stuff, and she's been a hero. So I'm interested to see where they're going to take her. But again, it's not happening right now. What's happening now is not exciting. Seems like they're trying to hold down the fort until Fantastic Four. Yeah, and even then, there's no guarantee their Fantastic Four is going to be a success. Remember, a lot of people, a lot of normies, a lot of casuals that don't follow the comics, they're going to see another Fantastic Four movie and they're going to be like, I've been here before, I'm not doing it again. So they really got to like go balls to the wall for that movie. They can't mess around. If they bring in Doctor Doom needs to be legit and powerful, not some garbage. He needs to be a threat. Like, to me, the Fantastic Four movie shouldn't end with the Fantastic Four winning. It should end with them being beat by Doctor Doom, and maybe build up Doctor Doom to be one of your big baddies if you're not going to do Galactus, or you do both. You do Doctor Doom on the planet level. They can go nuts. They have the potential for this phase to be better. They really do, believe it or not. They can have Kang the Conqueror be the one disrupting time, causing all this craziness. Doctor Doom can be the Earth level threat, and Galactus is your galaxy level threat. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna have a lot of characters. I mean, you got the X-Men. That's at least 5 or 6 characters, and some of the X-Men are insanely powerful. I mean, again, Scarlet Witch, Jean Grey. Jean Grey is insanely powerful. You got Storm, Professor X, Magneto. I mean, these are characters that are powerful. They can deal with some of these threat levels. So, you know, what's going on, Gavin? Doctor Doom takes the power of Galactus and have him fight Kang the Conqueror through all of time. Could be mentioned in one of the episodes. Yeah, Rob, have you seen Fantastic Four 2015? No, I avoided it. I think it's on one of the streaming services. Maybe I'll check it out. So what'd you guys do this weekend? You guys do anything fun? I'm gonna pull up. So we're gonna check out a Nukes in a few minutes. We'll start there. I wasn't expecting to talk about Marvel as much as I have in the last 20 minutes. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so Nukes, you know, we've been watching every episode that we've been missing. We were catching up to him for a while, but now I think we're like 10 weeks behind him. So let me see. Yeah, we're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. So we're essentially 3 months behind Nukes videos. Because he releases one a week. So, and there's 12 here that we haven't seen yet. So maybe we'll try to watch 2 today in between other stuff and, you know, shooting the shit. Did any of you see the boys thing I was talking about? I wasn't watching chat. I was too busy running my mouth. But did any of you guys see what I was talking about? It's like a 7-minute video, and it's like a newscast, and they're talking about like they got like their own Disney World and movie. They have a streaming service. The name of the company that runs the superheroes, I forget. It starts with a V. I forget the name. Did any of you guys see that? It looks like Sony's Endgame is called The Symbiote God. I didn't see the video for the boys. Yeah, it's really good. I walked in the MCU conversation. Yeah, we literally just finished. I didn't see the video for the boys. Yeah, I did. You saw it, King? Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, Vought. So they got like Vought Land, so it's basically like Disneyland or Disney World. They got Vought Plus, which is their streaming service. So it's kind of like Vought starting to take over the world in terms of content and entertainment, things like that. I still need to finish watching season 2. Oh my god, yeah. Season 1 is still a little bit it's still better. I mean, but season 2 is really good. It's kind of crazy. It gets crazy. And the way it ends is pretty crazy too. If Doctor Doom gets put in the MCU, they better not disrespect the audience and make him a weak villain. Yeah, no, Doctor Doom has to be a huge threat if they bring him in. And that's pretty much the Fantastic Four's primary villain. So is Kang. Kang is also one of their villains, so it could very well just be Kang that's who they have to deal with. So yeah.
Now I know what you meant by Battle Ninja.
Yeah, season 3. When does season 3 come out? Did they announce it yet? I know that I saw some trailers for, like, I know The Witcher's coming out next month. The Ozark. Oh man, the Ozark's coming in. Was it February? I think. It's either January or February, which I can't wait to see that. And they're doing a 2-parter, so it's probably going to be like 8 episodes and 8 episodes because season 4 is the last season. So if you haven't seen the Ozark, I would suggest checking that out. The Boys looks good, but I don't have Amazon Prime, so I haven't been able to watch it. Oh man, yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. Rob, since you're a fantasy writer, have you heard of Arcane? Is that the new show coming out? Is it Amazon? Is it doing it? I think I know which one you're talking about. It's like it's a fantasy show coming out, but I can't remember. Is it Amazon that's doing it, or is it Netflix? Netflix? Okay, let me see if it's the one I'm thinking it is. Hold on, let me see. I thought maybe because I know Amazon's got Lord of the Rings coming. Like nobody cares about that. Oh no, this is an animation, right? Okay, yeah, no, I don't know about this one. Arcane. Oh, wait a minute. I do. This is actually based on League of Legends, if I'm not mistaken. Invincible is also a great show too on Amazon. But yeah, Invincible's really good. Really, really good. I enjoyed that one. I haven't read Mama Comics so long now. I don't know these characters. Yeah, but you got to know the Fantastic Four. They've been around since the 40s. Have you played the new Guardians of the Galaxy game? No, I haven't. I haven't played Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm working a story called Godzilla, Togera, Winx Club, and Braun Strowman versus T-Rex, My Little Pony, SOS. That sounds pretty wild, Bobby. Only a mind like yours could write something like that or come up with the idea. It's Netflix and it's animation. They worked on it for 6 years. Oh, better be good. So yeah, I do know it's based on League of Legends. That much I do know. Guardians of the Galaxy game is surprisingly good. It looked good. My man, we need to play Avengers again. I have a hard time loading up that game. I think the last time I loaded it up was when me and you played. Why, has it gotten better? I feel like the owners of the MCU are getting sloppy of using Stan Lee's Marvel. Well, it's not just that. They're also getting into that whole diversity movement, which is a problem, you know?
I am a problem.
Give me Fantastic Four and X-Men versus Galactus. That's all I need. Yeah, I haven't tried playing Guardians yet. Rob, have you seen the new movie, The Avengers? The new movie, The Avengers? What is it, an animated movie? Because the last Avengers I saw was Endgame. Yeah, the Wakanda expansion is fantastic. Good challenging raids also. Did you hug her too hard?
No. You okay? She was probably barking because of food. No. Did she bite you? A little. I was just trying to give her a nice little hug.
My dog got a little aggressive with my son. The diversity movement is like the go broke move. Well, it's kind of one and the same. How many years does MCU have left in them? I don't think they can go any longer than this next phase, to be honest. I think people are starting to get worn out their movies haven't been doing that great. I mean, granted, it's still technically the pandemic, but I don't really think you can only go so long with that stuff. You know, you can't. They're gonna make money with it beyond years. Like, even when the movies are over, they'll still have TV shows, cartoons, merchandise, rides at Disney. They'll probably build a Marvel theme park at some point. It's too bad they want to make PG-13 shit. Well, I think they are going to open up an R division, and that's where Deadpool's going to be. The problem you're going to run into is when they make an R-rated Deadpool, and they will. I don't think they're going to run from that. They're just not going to put it under the Disney, or they're going to, because Disney owns many different studios. So, like, they'll put it under a different studio name, like TriStar or some shit like that. But what's going to happen is when they do the ensemble, that's when they're going to be watered down. You know what I mean? Like, Deadpool will be there. He'll make his quips. He'll make his jokes. But he won't curse. You know, you won't see him doing anything violent. They might even joke about it and make him break the fourth wall and say something like, oh, this is the one the kids are watching. I can't. Or when he curses, they'll put a bleep. You know, they're gonna. There's ways to be creative about it, but I think they are gonna have a division where it's gonna be R-rated. I think that's also where you're gonna see, like, Daredevil go. You know what I mean? Because he's already been established as a violent show, which is unfortunate because Daredevil is like an honorary Avenger. So, you know, the fact that they made him a street level superhero kind of sucks because, I mean, that's been most of his big stories, but he's been involved in some of the larger stories that go beyond the streets. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll still check out Deadpool. They will probably make Marvel World like this. Yeah, they will. Marvel's basically like Vought. The only difference is there's no real superheroes. That's really the only difference. All right, we're going to check out a Nukes. Whoop. Hold on here. All right. Rob, do you think if the Marvel took a break instead of moving forward, you think people wouldn't be burnt out? I don't think people are burnt out yet. I think it's getting there, and I don't think these movies and these shows they're coming out with I don't think that helps. You know what I mean? You have to understand, man, people love Tony Stark. People loved Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. They should have offered that. They should have backed up the truck. Now, again, it has to be him, too, right? He's got to be the one to do it. Same thing with Chris Evans, and we know that Chris Evans didn't want to do anymore. He wanted to get into directing. He wanted to get into more stuff behind the scenes. But money talks. You know, you offer these guys a truckload of money, they'll come around. Especially if their roles are starting to diminish, you know what I mean? Like, even if you didn't want to do a new set of movies with Tony Stark, you could have him involved in other movies, you know, to a certain degree. You know, like I was saying about the whole Shang-Chi idea. Okay, so you want to do the Shang-Chi movie? Hey, Mandarin is one of Iron Man's biggest enemies, so why not have Iron Man come in? You know, if you don't want to make a full-blown Iron Man movie and you do the Shang-Chi, bring in Iron Man to help him out. You know, there's many different things they could have done. I think killing Tony Stark was a mistake. I think they should have killed Cap. Elektra is now Daredevil in the comics. It makes sense. It depends how they wrote it. If they did it on some old, she can do this job better than Daredevil, or, you know, I mean, Daredevil has a sense of a superpower. You know what I mean? He's got enhanced senses, and he's got like that whole sonar thing that he's got. You know, Elektra doesn't have any of that. She's, you know, but who knows? I mean, she died a long time ago in the comics. In fact, as bad as that movie is, it was comic accurate in terms of how she died. She died exactly in the movie as she did in the comics. Bullseye lifted her up and just stabbed her. Into streams for a very long time. What are these Nukes? It's basically a channel that does paranormal stuff, and we tend to check it out every now and then. So that's all it is. Matt's in prison? Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't read comics in years, so I don't know what's going on. All right, let's watch this first. It's actually not that long, so.
Top 10 ghosts caught on camera.
Ooh, top 10.
The Watcher. In Japan, an anonymous man travels to a remote area of the Japanese countryside in search of adventure. He says that he has read creepy stories online that talk about the location of an allegedly haunted house on this mountain, and he plans to find it.
ちょっと今現在の時刻が18時49分、7時前なんですが、もう暗いですね。やっぱり山で。これは登るとこどうやって登れんねや。階段ですね。階段がありました。
Eventually, the lone explorer actually does find the old decaying house and makes his way inside. He immediately notices that someone has hung several paper talismans on the wall. In many Japanese religions, these talismans are believed to ward off evil spirits.
いろいろとありますが、お札がある。お札。これはさっきもあったぞ、お札。なんて書いてんねんこれ。さっきと一緒のお札がある。怖っ。何これ。なんかあったんちゃうか、村で、この村で。なんか変な糞みたいな、ウジ虫みたいなのが、臭い。これか。多分これです。この臭い匂い。いや、怖っ。マジで。
The house is a decaying wreck, and in one room there are hundreds of disgusting maggots crawling all over the floor.
That's gross.
The explorer smells a horrible odor coming from somewhere nearby and goes to investigate.
Oh no.
What happens next is downright chilling.
多分トイレだとは思うんですけど、いや、怖い。これは本当に怖い。さすがにちょっとなんか大便器ですね。
Oh, it's poopies.
気があってなんか抜けてます。抜けてます、ここが。これはきつい。危ない。臭い。やばい。臭いです。ちょっとやばいです。この辺にライトが。ライトが。ちょっとこの辺にしときます。これはちょっと怖いです。出ましょう。ちょっと。
Did you see it? As he hurries out of the bathroom, a terrifying face can be seen staring directly at him through a window.
That is...
The man has no idea what he has just recorded, but he gets an overwhelming feeling that he just needs to get out of there.
That is creepy.
So could it be that someone passed away inside the old home and their angry spirit never left?
That is creepy.
And just who or what is this?
Oh man. What
I leave it for you
shit?
to decide. Shadow of Doubt. A family in California says that they have experienced many strange, unexplained things since the day they moved into their new home. They've heard voices, lights turn on and off for no reason, and they frequently hear unexplained loud banging. So one night, as the family husband and father lays watching TV in the bed, their CCTV camera picks up sudden motion and begins to record. When they review the footage, they are shocked.
Wind it. It didn't even pick up that motion.
A shadow-like figure seems to quickly dart out of the room. The family has no idea who or what this creepy dark figure could be, and whatever it was, it didn't even make a sound. To this day, the mysterious footage remains unexplained. The Lonely Road. In Brazil, there is a seemingly quiet stretch of highway near the city of Campo Grande that some say is cursed. Despite the fact that this short section of Brazilian Highway 262 is a relatively quiet drive, many people have lost their lives in mysterious car crashes on this road. And even stranger, many of these crashes involved only one car. You see, for some unknown reason, the drivers simply lost control of their vehicle, veering off the road or even flipping their car. On May 30th at around 2 a.m., a truck ran off the road on the same stretch of Brazilian Highway 262, and a passenger lost his life. A TV news crew shows up to film the gory wreckage for the local news. But when they broadcast the footage, viewers quickly point out that the TV news cameras accidentally caught something else. Something truly bizarre.
Ali na saída para Três Lagoas, esta caminhonete capotou e idoso morreu na hora.
Did you see it? The pale face of a young child seems to appear out of nowhere behind the mangled truck, first at the back, then quickly peeking through the front window. Now keep in mind this video was filmed at around 3 a.m. So why would a child be wandering the highway near a gory wrecked truck so late at night? Well, this is where things get even stranger. Because 2 years before this crash, another local TV news station reported a wreck very similar to this one. On this exact same stretch of road, a truck that looked just like this one crashed in the same way. And in that wreck, an 8-year-old boy tragically lost his life.
Dentro da caminhonete estavam 6 pessoas, entre elas uma criança de 8 anos que morreu na hora.
So is this the restless spirit of the boy who passed away in a very similar accident? And if not, just why is a child wandering through highway wreckage at 3 a.m.? Let me know what you think.
That's crazy.
This
one's actually pretty good so far.
Even be approved for? Hey, smartphone, open.
Thrilling thrift. Jesse from the YouTube channel Thrift School records his trips to local thrift stores and then shows how it's possible to make some extra money by finding cheap secondhand products and reselling them online. One day he goes to the local Goodwill and films a new video. But when he uploads the footage to YouTube, his viewers are shocked. It seems that Jesse caught something very unexpected. Something downright creepy.
And that's one good thing about doing this for so many years. I kind of know just by looking, right? I don't have to scan every single one of these things. Now, prices always fluctuate, so I always recommend scanning everything.
And did you see it? When Jesse pulls out a shiny CD case to take a better look, the reflection of a smiling woman can be seen right behind him.
Crazy.
Now, Jesse was all alone that day, and as he turns around, no one there. And there's video proof that Jesse was alone. As he enters the store, we see his lone reflection in the glass. But the really weird thing here is, when Jesse first pulls out the CD case, there's no one in the reflection. Whoever this woman is, she just suddenly appears and then disappears out of thin air.
That's creepy.
Jesse himself replied to the shocked comments on his video and said that even he finds the creepy sudden appearance, quote, pretty scary. But what do you think? Did Jesse capture a ghost at the Goodwill? And why is she smiling? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments.
I mean, you could argue that somebody walked by and did a quick photo bomb and just kept
in
going.
this very quick video from an unknown source, a dog seems to hear something inside a room and scratches at the door. It did not go well. A strange white mist seems to float right through the door, and the dog wants no part of it. In this next clip, sent in by Nukes Top 5 viewer Anita Barella, a man says that he has seen and heard some strange paranormal things around his home. And now it seems like the ghost might be messing with his dog, too.
You get a multi-driver discount, you get a multi-car discount, and things like that. But the insurance wouldn't be in your name.
What the hell?
As the dog is chewing on its toy, something seems to rip the chew toy right out of its mouth and fling it across the room. Now, I think we can all agree here. Ghost haunting and terrifying humans, that's just good entertainment. But leave the doggos alone, ghosts. That's my statement. Anyway, the thing in the shed. Alexei Chirapanov from the YouTube channel Traversa lives in the remote countryside of Russia. After some odd experiences, Alexei believes that some strange person or thing might be living in the woods near his home. Late one night, he starts to hear strange noises, the sound of banging and movement from his shed outside. He heads out to investigate, filming with his phone in hopes of capturing evidence.
У меня в сарае какая-то тварюга сидит, непонятная. Вон, в том проеме. Сейчас вот буквально час назад выходил, никого не было. Сейчас вот вышел. И шумит кто-то непонятно. Эй! Эй!
What the fuck?
Тварь ебаная, блин. Эй! У!
Well, someone's obviously in there.
Господи, господи. А ну, влазь давай! Чё ты там ломаешь? Тварюга какая, а? Ты кто такой вообще?
What the fuck is in there? Is some hobo making noise and throwing shit around? Or is that him making that noise? Throwing my dishes. Hey, puppy.
Alexei demands that whoever is in the shed leave, but the person or thing just angrily throws around objects in the shed while screaming in a strange yipping wail. But the intruder stays out of sight. Judging by the strange screeches, Alexei now begins to wonder if he might be dealing with some kind of strange creature. He looks into the shed's side window to get a better look, and his blood runs cold.
Oh man, I wonder what the hell it is. Not anymore. Does something walk by? She's going there with a gun. And the Wendigos do crack. This is like a movie. It's like, don't go. Just go home. Come back during the day. That dude's gonna pop out from the other side. Watch.
Alexei sees someone or something peeking back at him from inside the shed. Something with glowing eyes. But is Alexei's encounter real or just part of some elaborate ARG? You decide.
You're gonna piss her off again.
You can watch Alexei's many encounters with this person or creature over on his YouTube channel, Traversa.
That's kind of creepy though. Like, I'm not saying it's a ghost or anything, but like,
the Jinn.
What the hell was it? Like,
this next video is a bit of a mystery as I've been unable to find the source. The video seems to be recorded by a CCTV camera situated in a mosque during prayer time.
What happens? Oh, what the hell?
A dark figure suddenly runs across the room and disappears right through a wall. Some believe this mysterious apparition to be a Jinn, a supernatural creature believed to be a spirit or demon. But what do you think?
In a mosque?
Off the rails.
Huh.
Late one night, Brazilian YouTuber Balian and his friends set out to explore a vacant and supposedly haunted train station. The railway depot has been abandoned for many years after a passing train violently derailed, taking the lives of many passengers on board. Locals say that late at night you can hear pleading voices and screams coming from the wreckage of the old train. The station is said to be cursed and visitors are warned to stay away. Balian and his friends split up to explore the area, and they each record their experience. Balian's friend and fellow YouTuber Isabella finds herself getting a little freaked out as she begins to hear unexplained noises coming from an abandoned house near the train station. What happens next chills her to the core.
Voltando, essa daqui é uma das casas, as primeiras que a gente entrou. Eu tô ouvindo algum barulho.
Is there somebody walking over there? Oh, there's a lot of shit going on in there.
Tô voltando.
Someone or something walks past the window inside an abandoned house near the train wreck. Isabella runs in fear and tries to warn her friends. Meanwhile, team members Lucas and Hakkinen are exploring another area when they too experience something terrifying.
A gente já veio aqui, a mãe dela tá assustada. Certeza que ela tá assustada.
What the hell is that?
Tá porra! Vai, caralho! Tá porra, tá maluco! Tá maluco!
The two explorers run back to the car and the group agrees that they should just all get out of there. So did they catch a real haunting at the abandoned train yard?
I didn't see any.
Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide.
I hardly saw anything
Unholy.
on that second one.
A few months ago, I featured a very creepy paranormal investigation shared by ghost hunters David and Dell from the YouTube channel Signs and Signals. Together with his nephew Eli, Dell investigated a church in Chester, South Carolina that is over 200 years old. In the early 1900s, the church is believed to have been the site of dark ritualistic ceremonies. Dell and Eli captured some very strange and horrifying paranormal activity inside the church.
If there's a presence here, could you make yourself known?
Flip the table. Piano.
Dude. Bruh. Come on, just play the piano one more time for me. What's that? Dude.
They don't see it. Didn't see it.
Did you used to play piano here?
Look at that. Peeked out.
Now, the Signs and Signals team, David and Dell, haven't been very active on YouTube in a while. That is, until one night the two friends happened to drive past that same church in Chester, South Carolina, and they noticed something very odd. They pull over and start to film.
I got it. I don't know. Yeah, it's recording. I don't know, for some reason. You see it? Yeah, it's a light. Is it a candle? I can't tell if it's a candle. I really don't want to get out.
It's like a candle.
It looks like it's a candle.
Dude.
I don't want to get
Ain't
out.
nobody supposed to be here. There's no cars here.
No.
We gotta get over there and look at that, dude. Come on.
I don't know. Dale.
Dude, it's a candle.
Oh, snap.
Oh, God! Oh, what the hell is that?
No.
Crabtree Valley Dental is with you through the ups and downs life can bring. We continue.
No. Dude.
David and Dell see a lit candle at one of the church's windows, even though no one is supposed to be inside. Then suddenly they see a mysterious dark shape move quickly by the window. Now David and Dell decide to just get out of there, but they say they wonder if they accidentally caught some sort of dark ritual going on inside the empty church, just like the strange ceremonies held there over 100 years ago. You can watch more paranormal investigations and terrifying experiences at the church over on David and Dell's YouTube channel, Signs and Signals. Interference. This next video was sent to me by Nukes Top 5 viewer Adam Gamble. He says that the video was sent to him by a friend from work. Recently, the man's dog had developed a strange cough. So one night, as his wife is laying in bed watching TV, the dog begins to cough and she starts to record so she can show it to the veterinarian. What she ends up recording, however, takes her completely by surprise.
Whoa.
An unexplained shadow darts from right to left, right in front of the TV. Whatever it is, it doesn't appear to be part of the TV show that she's watching, as it completely covers the main characters. The figure also seems to be crossing in front of the TV as it blacks out all light. Adam says that he hopes that someone might have an answer to just what this could be.
And obviously she didn't
So
see it.
what do you think it is? And no worries, their dog is well and doing fine. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram here, Twitter right there, and someone said there's also a TikTok? Anyway, I'll see you next week.
That was one of the better episodes he's had in a long time. Especially some of the earlier parts of that video. Like the first 5 were really good. So, good stuff. For some reason, he doesn't put the best ones towards the end. He puts the best ones in the beginning. I guess that makes sense. Hey, bro, hope your stream is going well. Thanks for the JVM. Yo, Mujora, what's going on, man? Guys, say what's up to Mujora. He's actually a coworker of mine, and I met him Friday. I had to go and install some software for him. Found out he was a professional, or used to be a professional Smash Brothers player. So gave him my channel and told him to stop by. So there he is. Cool stuff, man. Oh man, that's cool. Not much, my guy. Hope you're having a good weekend. Yeah, just resting up after a full week at work with just me. I'm ready to have a better week. Not as busy, hopefully. So I hope you had a good weekend too, man. It's a good thing. It's a good thing he wasn't here. What was it? 3 weeks ago, I did a rant about work for an hour, and you guys are just cracking up. Boy, if he was here for that one. All right, we're gonna check out another Nukes in a little bit, but we're going to change course here. Let me see if I can find that website from. What is it? Is it? I think I found it. Hold on. It's been a while since I've been there. Hold on. Let's see. Yep, there it is. He was probably like, the bozo told me the wrong building number. No, that was, because that happened Friday. This was 3 weeks ago. I had a crazy week, and I just fucking, on like a Friday night, I just came on here and just ranted, and it turned into a stand-up comedy routine for an hour, unbeknownst to me. Yeah, man, so. But yeah, so Mew did give me his office number and told me the wrong building. So I kept going to this office 4 times and he wasn't there. Come to find out, he was in a different office building. So luckily he was right next door to me. I told him, if you were further away, I would have told you to come to me. It's probably on the channel. I just don't remember which one it is, but it's pretty brutal. I roast some people at work, but I don't name drop, so. Take it easy, Sphere. All right, guys. SCPs. We haven't done it in a long time. I know some of you guys love this stuff, and I think it's pretty funny. Especially, was anyone here when somebody suggested looking up the? Was it somebody that had, it was some crazy shit? They had a Nazi army in their nose or something like that. I don't know. It was crazy. I wonder if I would know any of them. I mean, I'd have to give you the names, and that's the part I don't want to do. You know, you never know who's watching, so. It was Kinky Dora who did the yeah, Kinky did the Kinky Dora did the SCP with the vibrator. Oh man. So Lotaro SCP stands for Secure, Contain, and Protect. So basically, it's like a large database of classified creatures or entities or whatever. It could be anything. It could be like a monster. It could be a spirit. It could be something from outer space. It's just something that started years ago, and it's really taken off. And now there's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages worth of these things. So basically, the SCP Foundation, they go out, they find these crazy entities that could be a threat to mankind or whatever, and they essentially secure, contain, and protect humanity from them. So on this website, they're all designated by number. You go to the number file, gives you their name, what they are, where they came from, if they know, what their powers, whatever, and then how they're contained. And some of these get pretty detailed. Some of them are really, really good. Some of them are absolutely hilarious. In fact, my favorite SCP is, buddy, which is the SCP that I like? Is it 99?
SCP-99.
The one that is like a blob of happiness?
Oh, that's SCP-999.
SCP-999 is like my favorite one.
And I want to tell you an I want to tell you an SCP. Let me tell them.
Go ahead.
So there's this SCP called SCP-053, the young girl, and basically if there's someone near her, she has make them has heart attacks or she kills them with because she has this thing in her body that can make people angry that want to fight her, and she doesn't know that, and they tested her with SCP-096.
So what is she, 053?
Yes, SCP-053.
All right, maybe we'll look at that one.
Yeah.
There's another one that's really cool somebody came up with. It's I don't remember the number designation, but basically it was a bear, like a teddy bear. And yeah.
Question. Are SCPs aliens?
No, they're just a bunch of different things. Sometimes they could be aliens, they could be monsters, they could just be spirits or whatever. It's a bunch of different stuff. So there's one, I forget the name, I forget the number. I think the name was Patches. And basically the power of this basically the power of this teddy bear is that if you have an injury or whatever, it can heal you and then it takes your injury. So but it gets patched up. It's some of these are really, really creative, and some of them are just out there. Like, what was this person thinking? No, they're not meant to be real. Yeah, there you go. Oh, there you go. See, Mijora knows about this. Mew, I think me and you would get along. Seem to be interested in the same things. SCP-682. All right, I haven't heard of that one. Let's look this one up. 682. Well, let's look at my son's one first. 053. So that would be the first page. Let's read the description on this one. SCP-053. The young girl. Here we go. Special contain. All right. So I normally don't read the special containment procedure because it's a long, detailed explanation of just how they house them. So SCP-053 appears to be a small 3-year-old girl. She is capable of basic speech and appears to be slightly above average in mental development. She has a generally pleasant personality and rarely seems upset, becoming agitated only in the presence of groups of people. Any and all humans over the age of 3 who make eye contact with, physically touch, or remain around SCP-053 for longer than 10 minutes will rapidly become irrational, paranoid, and homicidal. Most, if not all, of these feelings will be directed at SCP-053, and afflicted subjects will attempt to kill her after first killing or driving off all humans visible to them. Those attempting to kill SCP-053 will suffer massive heart attacks or seizures and die seconds after doing any physical damage to SCP-053. SCP-053 will regenerate almost instantaneously from any wound regardless of severity. SCP-053 appears wholly ignorant of these effects and ignores any and all subjects affected. When questioned about the effect, SCP-053 is incapable of response. So basically, she's like immortal. And if you try to kill her, you die. Pretty basic. All right, so we got SCP-682. All right, let's check this one out. Let's find this one. All right, that's too far. That's too far, so it's got to be page 2. Nope, page 1. So page 1 goes from 1 to 999. All right, so you're talking about 682? Let's see here. Here we go. SCP-682 is hard to destroy reptile. So Godzilla, essentially. Special containment procedure, we'll skip that. Description, SCP-682 is a large, vaguely reptile-like creature of unknown origin. It appears to be extremely intelligent and was observed to engage in complex communications with SCP-079. I think we've read this one before. During their limited time of exposure, SCP-682 appears to have a hatred of all life. I have read this one before, which has been expressed in several interviews during containment. SCP-682 has always been observed to have extremely high strength, speed, reflexes, though exact levels vary with its form. SCP-682's physical body grows and changes very quickly, growing or decreasing in size as it consumes or sheds material. SCP-682 gains energy from anything it ingests, organic or inorganic, and the digestion seems to be aided by a set of filtering gills inside of SCP's nostrils, which are able to remove usable matter from any liquid solution, enabling it to constantly regenerate from the acid it is contained in. SCP-682's regenerative capabilities and resilience are staggering, and SCP-682 has been seen moving and speaking with its body 87% destroyed or rotted. That's weird. In case of a containment breach, SCP-682 is to be tracked and recaptured by all available mobile task forces, and no teams with fewer than 7 members are cleared to engage it. To date, let's see why it's blanked out here. Okay. To date, attempted breaches have numbered at 17, while successful breaches have numbered at 6. So he's tried to escape 17 times, and he did 6, and they got him every time. Huh? No. Yeah. So, and then there's a whole detailed notes here about conversations and escapes and all that stuff. So yeah, so I've read this one before. They're like creepypastas if they were all written in the style of CIA case files and all housed in the same universe. Yeah. Yeah, 682 is like overpowered. 87 minutes ago, damn, YouTube didn't notify me of this. Oh, yeah. It was kind of I didn't schedule it. I just started, and I think I started like a little over an hour ago, so. I was supposed to stream yesterday, but I didn't. And then Friday, I stopped early because I was tired. Had a long day. The Plague Doctor one is classic. We've read the Plague Doctor one. Yeah, that one is good. Let me see here. What do we got? So, SCP-1000. So that's on this page. Shh. Yeah, so the Tickle Monster. That's what it was. That's the one I like. SCP-999, the Tickle Monster. All right, so you're talking about SCP-1000. So that's the beginning of page 2. Oh, Bigfoot. But let's see what they have to say about Bigfoot. SCP-1000 is a nocturnal omnivorous ape classified in the Hominimini branch along with genera Pan and Homo. Adults range from sizes from 1.5 to 3 meters, 5 to 10 feet. In height and weigh between 90 to 270 kilograms, which is 200 to 600 pounds. They have gray, brown, black, red, and occasionally white fur. They possess large eyes with good vision, a pronounced brow, ridge, and a sagittal crest on the forehead. Give me a second, guys. The only downfall of streaming this time is it's loud. Hold on. All right. This is long. So check this out. The effect of SCP-1000 is that any hominid, including humans, chimpanzees, bonobos, whatever, and non-immune instances of SCP-1000 that directly or indirectly observe any instance of SCP-1000 has a minimum 2% chance of being instantly killed through anomalous means via permanent cessation of brain function. The percentage of cumulative, and the longer a human, they're cumulative, and the longer a human views SCP-1000, the higher the chance of instantaneous death. No wonder we haven't caught Bigfoot. He kills you every time you see him, and those who have seen him, that's why we only have like either little to no footage, because if the longer you watch him, then you'll die. So it makes sense now. That's why nobody's caught him. You just die. I mean, how are we ever supposed to get confirmation of the existence of Bigfoot if every time you look at him, you have a 2% chance of dying, and that percentage goes up the longer you look at him? It just sucks. I think Bigfoot exists, but always open to it being non-existing. I don't know. If he existed, I think we would have caught him by now. Especially the way, I mean, think about everything that gets caught on camera. You know what I mean? So I don't think there's a Bigfoot. I don't think there is. If there are any kind of crazy, odd creatures that exist, they exist in places where humans can't go. Like the Mariana Trench. I'm sure there's some crazy shit down there. You know what I mean? What if you bring a group of people, then will there be a group of big feet? What? And would they confiscate the footage or something? I don't understand what you're asking. All right, 1233, Steven. Okay, let's do 1233. Here we go. 1233, the lunatic. SCP-1233 is a humanoid entity of unknown composition, which visually resembles an individual wearing an EMU square type spacesuit with opaque visor and attached extravehicular propulsion jetpack. Okay. The equipment worn by SCP-1233 exhibits a number of anomalous properties. The suit itself has shown durability far exceeding that of a standard spacesuit. SCP-1233 has to date withstood small arms fire, anti-tank munitions, landmines, while anti-tank munitions? What? So you're telling me a guy in a spacesuit just tanked like an anti-tank rocket? That's insane. All right. Withstood small arms fire, anti-tank munitions, landmines, white phosphorus munitions, and in one instance, total submersion in magma without sustaining any observable damage or decrease in functionality. The suit material is also opaque to all attempted forms of penetrative scanning, up to and including ultrasonic, radio, microwave, and X-ray emitters. The entity's jetpack, while ostensibly designed to be practical only in low gravity orbital conditions and powered by compressed nitrogen, instead appears to utilize some form of anomalously high-powered rocket propulsion system. This device can sustainably generate thrust capable of rapidly accelerating the entity to a maximum observed velocity of approximately 40,500 kilometers per hour. This is actually starting to sound comical. And can alter SCP-1233's trajectory in any direction at speeds and rates of acceleration, deceleration that would be instantly fatal to any human. SCP-1233's physical... So this is like Superman in a spacesuit. This is essentially what this is. SCP-1233's physical strength is correspondingly anomalous. It has demonstrated the ability to lift and throw objects weighing up to 65,000 kilograms, and can do so repeatedly without showing any external signs of fatigue and defying... All right, so this is like Superman. Basically, Superman. That's what it is. It gets more ridiculous. Yeah, it's getting more ridiculous right now. This is insane. SCP-1233 is capable of communicating through a loudspeaker installed in its suit and does so in a loud, somewhat grandiloquent and declamatory male voice, demonstrating fluency in a number of languages and adjusting its speech to conform with whatever language is most commonly spoken by the surrounding populace. Its statements are generally coherent in structure, but are frequently rambling, oblique, irrelevant to the present situation, or lacking discernible context. Behavior is erratic, unpredictable, gregarious, and cordial, and somewhat destructive, though its appearances are typically brief and infrequent, with sightings occurring only per every 4 to 5 years. An SCP-1233 aerial event will begin with the entity falling from an unknown height above the Earth's surface, generally at a terminal velocity comparable to that of a small meteorite or atmospheric re-entry vehicle. SCP-1233 will exhibit the red-orange thermal radiance typical of these objects as a result of astrophysic friction, and as such, SCP-1233 is commonly mistaken for a meteorite or a shooting star during its descent. It will then crash land, causing a minor localized seismic event with a sizable impact crater. In almost all cases, SCP-1233 has landed a moderate distance away from the outer limits of a population center, usually a small mid-sized town with a population not exceeding 30,000. It will then climb out of the crater and travel toward the nearby town, either via flight or on foot. Its route to the population center is usually not direct. SCP-1233 will frequently stop to engage in various activities, seemingly at random. Examples of observed detour behavior include inspecting various objects such as farm equipment, buildings, and plants, standing still for variable amounts of time, chasing small insects such as grasshoppers and butterflies, attempting to greet, converse with, or interrogate animals such as livestock and birds, pulling up root vegetables, or picking fruit from bushes and trees and pressing them forcefully into its closed visor in an apparent attempt to eat them, marching directly into bodies of water such as ponds and lakes, among others, normally not resulting in significant property damage. Upon reaching the town limits, SCP-1233 will engage in further activities which, due to its curiosity appearance, extreme physical strength, and lack of understanding of human societal conventions, will generally result in civil unrest and destruction of public and private property. The following video transcript provides a typical example of SCP-1233 interaction. So, August 9, 2009, meteor origin, security camera footage confiscated from Sam's Sweets, a bakery and cafe located in downtown Saratoga Springs, New York City, USA. SCP-1233 opens front door and enters cafe. Behind the counter is an overweight, bearded man. What? Why is it always gotta be an overweight, bearded man? What the hell is that? I don't think I like this SCP. Everyone's laughing. Not only everyone here in the house, but everyone in chat. I'm guessing his name's Rob or something. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's keep reading. Parsons, holy crap, dude! It's like 90 degrees out there. I get being dedicated to your cosplay and all that, but goddamn, SCP-1233 approaches the register and salutes briefly. SCP-1233, greetings, little girl. I am a moon champion, champion of the moon, defender of space justice, and destroyer of evil. I have come once again to your charming world to learn more of your strange culture and to seek aid for my people in their ongoing war against the moon monsters. You appear to possess a vast wealth of the fabled nutrients and moisture for which this world is known throughout the galaxy. Are you the president of this planet? Pause. Parsons laughs uproariously for approximately a minute, then reaches into a display case below the counter while wiping tears from his eyes. Holy fuck, man, that's the funniest shit I've ever heard, like, at least a year. What's up, Moon Champion? I'm Bob, and you get a free cookie for making me bust a gut so hard I thought I was gonna puke up my own spine. Here. Parsons offers a cookie to SCP-1233. The entity takes it from the shopkeeper. Ah, one of your human parakeets. I see, yes. I, Moon Champion, accept this small bird on behalf of the moon and solemnly pledge to use the energy it provides to advance the cause of our righteousness. SCP-1233 rams the cookie into its unopened visor. The impact instantly destroys the confection and forcefully scatters crumbs in all directions. SCP-1233, delicious. I thank you, Lord President of Earth, for this generous gift, and may the light of justice forever shine upon your royal visage. The baker laughs again and begins eating a cookie of his own. Nah, it's cool, Moon Bro. I'll just clean that up later. Don't worry about it or anything. So there's monsters, huh, on the moon, and you fight them? SCP-1233, your understanding of the situation is flawless, my lord. Yes, the dreaded moon monsters have plagued and besieged my people for countless millennia. They are very terrible. Merely attempting to describe them to you would cause your human organs to shiver in horror. And it's my sacred duty as Moon Champion to meet these nightmarish beasts in combat and lead the moon people in defense of their imperiled homeland, the majestic and magnificent Moon Kingdom. Parsons continues to eat his cookie and nods. Parsons, oh, so you're like one of those alien dudes. They're king or something. SCP-1233, no, I am not one of the moon people. I am Moon Champion. I will continue to serve the moon people and wage glorious war against their eternal enemies until my debt to the Moon King is repaid. But the Moon Kingdom is a land of peace and enlightenment. The moon people have abandoned the pettiness of violence and bloodshed eons ago. They are ill-prepared for the sudden advent of such a formidable foe, and the conflict goes poorly despite the valiant efforts of me, the Moon Champion. And so I have come once more to Earth, our closest neighbor, to seek whatever assistance lies with your damp, meaty hearts. What's up? That's it. You just stood there to stare at me. Throughout the monologue, SCP-1233's right arm has risen into the air gradually until its hand is outstretched above its head. Parsons points at it. Do you have a question? SCP-1233, yes, several. To start, are these puppies you have capable of withstanding the vacuum of space without additional shielding? I would like to befriend one and name her Moon Pup and take her with me on space adventures. What in the shit? Oh my god. Parsons, your arm, dude. SCP-1233 pauses and turns its head to look at its arm. Ah, yes, it has become buoyant. An aspect of your mighty balloons, another common side effect of your Earth atmosphere, similar to electricity and swarms of locusts. Either that or there are laser beasts within this quadrant. I have studied the Earth quite extensively. Its phenomena are disgusting and incredible. Parsons like, huh? No. SCP. Now, Lord President Mayor of Earth now. Will you answer the Moon King's call and assist us in our desperate battle against the moon monsters? Time is of the essence. Time waits for no Moon Champion. I have asked it nicely. It did not listen. And then Parsons is like, so like, as you can see, Moon Dude, as president, I have responsibilities. This supply depot here is the only source of. Oops, someone's here to say hi. Hi, you want? Oh, I know. You want to jump up so everybody can see you? Is that it? All right, come on, come on, up, come on. You can come up and say hi. Okay. All right. Oh, I know. I know. You like to be on camera too, huh? Not just me. It's got to be you too. You big girl. All right, go ahead. No, there's nothing there. What are you doing? No, no, no. No, no, no. There's no food. Nope. All gone. No more. Empty. Not that. What are you doing? That's a toy. Oh, that's your toy. Sorry. Here. Oops. Although I don't like her chewing that. It's too small.
It's Mr. Stripe.
Well, I didn't know his name. I didn't ask. All right. Clever girl. What's going on, Mike? Yeah, she's gotten big. She's a big girl. Yep, she is a wolf dog. So he keeps saying, this supply depot here is the only source of food for my people, and I've got to, stay here. Otherwise, there'll be a famine. You know how it is. But I ordered the citizens to lend a helping hand to anyone who asks. And look, right outside, there's some. SCP-1233 turns to look out the glass door where there are passerbys visible. SCP-1233, yes, of course, you have been most voluptuous, my liege. Farewell, glorious and corpulent president. May you and your people remain moist and rubbery. Moon Champion blast off on wings of justice. SCP salutes once more, turns about, and marches forward, crashing directly through a section of concrete wall less than 10 feet from the establishment entrance. So, yeah, this is a wild one. That is a wild one. Craziness. That's pretty funny. He says, goodbye, my voluptuous friend. I'll never get over how she's gotten so big in a short amount of time. Yeah, she is. She is a tank girl. Hey, Rob, will you review the Ultraman? Oh, this guy again. He just comes in here and starts asking me random questions as to whether or not I'll review something from I got here, Sean. I got it here. I'm gonna answer all your questions at once. Okay? No. All right. There you go. Any question you ask in regards to reviewing something, the answer is no. So now you have your answer to all your questions. You don't have to ask them anymore. Okay? That way, you know. So let's just save ourselves some time. All right. Oh my God. That was pretty funny and weird at the same time. Anyone know any scary SCPs? Of all these, there's got to be one that just reads creepy. Most of them are kind of funny, to be honest. But I like creepy ones. And that's that on that. Damn right. You're goddamn right. SCP-35. All right. Let's check that one out. Let's see if I've read this one before, because it sounds familiar. The Possessive Mask. That does sound pretty cool. All right. Description. SCP-035 appears to be a white porcelain comedy mask, although at times it will change to tragedy. In these events, all existing visual records, such as photographs, video footage, even illustrations of SCP-35, automatically change to reflect its new appearance. Whoa, that's pretty crazy. A highly corrosive and degenerative vicious liquid constantly seeps from the eye and mouth holes of SCP-35. Anything coming into contact with this substance slowly decays over a period of time, depending on the material, until it has decayed completely into a pool of the original containment. Okay. Glass seems to react the slowest to the effects of the item, hence the construction choice of its immediate container. Living organisms that come into contact with this substance react much the same way with no chance of recovery. Origin of the liquid is unknown. Liquid is only visible from the front and does not emerge or is even visible from the other side. Subjects within 1.5 to 2 meters, 5 to 6 feet of SCP-35 or in visual contact with it experience a strong urge to put on the mask. When SCP-35 is placed on the face of an individual, an alternate brainwave pattern from SCP-35 overlaps that of the original host, effectively snuffing it out and causing brain death to the subject. Wow. Subject then claims to be the consciousness contained within SCP-35. The bodies of possessed subjects decay at a highly accelerated rate, eventually becoming little more than mummified corpses. Nevertheless, SCP-35 has demonstrated the ability to remain in cognitive control of a body experiencing severe structural damage. Even if the subject's body literally decays to the point where motion is not mechanically possible, no effect is found to be had when placed on the face of an animal. Conversations with SCP-35 have proven to be informative. Researchers have learned various details about other SCP objects and history in general, as SCP-35 claims to have been at many momentous events. SCP-35 displays a highly intelligent and charismatic personality, being both amiable and flattering to all those who speak with it. SCP-35 has scored in the 99th percentile on all intelligence and aptitude tests administered to it, and appears to have a photographic memory. However, psychological analysis has discovered SCP-35 to possess a highly manipulative... I always have a problem saying this word because of my big-ass lips. A highly manipulative nature. Capable of... That's like when I try to say... so I have a problem saying abominable snowman. See? I can't say it. No matter how much I try, I can never say it right. I always say abominable snowman. See? I even try to do it slowly. Yeah. Go ahead. Laugh at me. Nature capable of forcing sudden and profound changes to interviewers' psychological state. SCP-35 has proven to be highly sadistic, prompting some to commit suicide and transforming others into near mindless servants with linguistic persuasion alone. SCP-35 has stated that it has intimate knowledge of the workings of the human mind, and implied that it could change anyone's views if given enough time. SCP was found in a sealed crypt in the abandoned house in Venice in 18... They didn't give the last part of the date. SCP-35 has been found to be able to possess anything that has a humanoid shape, including mannequins, corpses, and statues. SCP-35 has been able to motivate all into movement, removing the need to expose live subjects to SCP-35. Still, anything it possesses inevitably decays into motionlessness. Yeah, this one's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. How long do you think before we get an SCP movie? At some point, someone's gonna try it. You know what I mean? Like if you were to see an SCP movie for the first time, you can't do a movie about all of them. You got to pick a real popular, good one and do a movie about that. And then if it does well, you can kind of expand and do other movies about the most popular SCPs. What do you guys think? Who would you want to see an SCP about? No, but I'm talking about like Hollywood style, not like short films on YouTube. Because I know those exist. We've actually tried watching them. Maybe it'll be released in a few years from now. Cabin in the Woods is technically a movie about SCP. Yeah, but you're right, it is. Because that's what every time I see that movie, that's like when I saw it for the first time, that's what I thought about. But like, I'm talking about detailed. You know, like, the movie is about an SCP, not necessarily about, all of them, but you never really get to learn anything. You know what I mean? Like one specific SCP that you can build like a creepy or a horror movie on. You know what I mean? Like for example, like this mask, you could make like not a horror movie, but like a really, really scary thriller, you know, where they first discover it and it seems very nice, like it describes here, and people will talk to it, but they slowly start to go into madness. And I mean, like this one would actually make a pretty good one. Nah, well, yeah, I mean, you could do that, Laturo, but I'm thinking more on a level where it's more of a like a thriller movie. So in other words, not too much action, like not capturing an SCP and people dying violently and stuff like that. I'm talking about like, for example, well, the Mask is a good example, or the one with the spacesuit, right? It would minus a lot of the crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like maybe, you know, just something where you can see the facility, you can see where they're holding a specific SCP, how they're going about holding it, communicating with it, learning about it. As you learn about it, you learn more about the organization, and then you can expand from there. Scp Cinematic Universe. I think it would be cool. I mean, you couldn't do all of them. It's not like you can make thousands and thousands of movies, each one for each SCP. But I'm talking like the more popular ones. Imagine making a series of SCP movies, all of them in the same universe, but loose sequels of, or a TV show. Every episode is an SCP. You could do that too. Yep. The girl. I mean, you could make an SCP show in kind of like Twilight. You know, the Twilight Zone? The Twilight. Not Twilight. You guys. I meant the Twilight Zone. I just didn't say zone right away. Not Twilight. God, no. My son's like, we don't like ponies on this channel. He's talking about Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony, not realizing that there's a... Twilight is such a nice word, and it's been kind of, you know, it's been kind of used for bad things, like the Twilight movies. Not sure some of them would work as adaptation. No, some of them, a lot of them wouldn't, but there's enough here that could make a pretty good TV show or a pretty good movie, I think. Rob, is the Blob an SCP monster? I'm sure there is an SCP monster that's blobbish. Hell, I think the Tickle monster is kind of like a blob. Some of these SCPs make the Foundation look pretty fucked up with how they contain them. Well, yeah, and that's even better. Like, you know, you could make an SCP TV episode or an SCP movie where you take one of the more good SCPs, like the Tickle monster, and here's something that's powerful but friendly, does good, but they keep it contained and locked up. It makes the Foundation look bad. But then later on, you can learn that the Foundation's kind of forced to do that because of other SCPs they have. They have to be precautious. I mean, there really is meaty content here to make it to either a good TV show or a good series of movies, and I'm just surprised it hasn't been done yet. The word Twilight has been tainted thanks to the sparkly vampires. That's right. I just got to take a break from reading for a few minutes, that's all. But I figured in the meantime, I'll ask you guys. Forgive me, I'm lost. What is SUP? I was going to say, we've only been saying SCP for like the last 45 minutes. Yeah, but he corrected himself after I hit the button, so that doesn't count. What's going on, Cosner? Yeah, but if you do it after and not before, it doesn't count. So, in my eyes, you didn't correct yourself. You still look like a dumbass. All right. 3812. Okay, let me pull it up. I'll read it in a few minutes. 1002. So it's got to be here. Page 3. Oh no, page 4. There we go. What did you say it was? 3,812? That's all the way down here. 3812. Yeah, I read the wrong one first and I hit the button. And then after the button played, you made the correction, but it's too late. Like, what do you want me to tell you? SCP is a fictional foundation, and SCP stands for Secure, Contain, and Protect. It's basically a foundation that captures crazy entities, spirits, monsters, aliens, things from space, contraptions, artifacts, you name it. Stuff, and the whole point behind it is that these things would, for the most part, decimate the planet, decimate humanity. So this company, or this foundation rather, contain them so that that doesn't happen. And this is like their files. There are fan films of SCPs that are good. There was one about the Shy Guy. The SCP Foundation has contained Rob's what? I don't want to fully read that because I'm not quite sure what the hell you're talking about. So an SCP can be basically anything. Well, what they do is I think people submit their SCP ideas and descriptions, and then the people who run the site determine if it's a good fit. I think that's how it goes. Okay, that's what I was waiting for. Because you said you forgot the X, and I was like, I'm not going to read that because my wife's sitting right here. So, and I don't know if you're trying to be an asshole or not, but you said ex-wife, so I get it. Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to be 100% sure. Because you might have been in a pissy mood or something, you know? You just never know. Sometimes people are in a pissy mood and they type stupid shit. So an SCP can be basically, yeah, no. I mean, it's not, I guess anything maybe, yeah. I think we saw the one about the Shy Guy, Steve. You're cool, Nick. I know you well enough to know I figured you meant my ex-wife. I just wanted to be 100% sure because my wife's right here, and if I read that without the X, you know, she might have been offended, and the stream might have been, the plug might have been pulled on the stream. Some of them basically make the Foundation look flat out evil. Yeah, no, and I think that's a good thing too. I would love to make my own and submit it and see if it could get taken in. Remember the one I had an idea for as a joke, the Mike Gonzalez SCP, where hearing Mike talk about things brings you to insanity, and all you want to do is like rip out your ears and your eyes, and it's really violent. So what is a Keto Class, Nicholas? I don't understand that. We're gonna read 3812, then we're gonna take another Nukes break, and then we'll get back to this or just talking about whatever else. Rob is John Carpenter's The Thing SCP monster. Why don't you call John Carpenter and ask him? I don't know. You come in here and you ask these like questions that I don't know where you're at. And I hate saying that because I think you're very young, like maybe 9 or 10. And I would consider this a late teens adult stream because I just have zero tolerance for questions like that. And rather than be nice and say, hey, I don't know, you know, maybe, I don't know, I'll just roast you. And if you're like 9 years old, I don't want to do that. So if you want to be here, I hope your parents are allowing you and they're aware of what kind of streams these can be. But I don't think this is the place for you. And if you want to be here, stop asking questions like that. Like, seriously, they're annoying. My patience is very limited, and what patience I do have is reserved for my kids, not anyone else. Or just eat Wheaties and you'll be okay. There is a misconception that Keter means it's a world ender, but all it means is that it's a bitch to contain. Okay, I get it. All right, let's read 3812, because the last one that was recommended by Pale Serpent was pretty good, so I want to read another one he recommended. This one, and speaking of which, this is a Keto Class Scp. So SCP-3812 is currently only partially contained. See containment proposal brief below for more information. All right, description. SCP-3812 is a... Okay, wait, hold on. Let me read the Keto Class containment proposal. Well, I'll read that after the description, but this is a Keto Class SCP. SCP-3812 is a reality-altering entity due to SCP-3812's latent effect on reality. It is nearly impossible to describe SCP-3812 in any meaningful way. All that is known about SCP-3812 is that it was once Sam Howell, a non-anomalous African-American human being who was believed to have died in 1996. Sometime shortly after its death, SCP-3812 was observed rising out of its grave and disappearing. SCP-3812 was brought to the Foundation's attention after its presence resulted in the demolition of an apartment building in Warsaw, Poland. Due to its anomalous capabilities, SCP-3812's appearance varies significantly, making it exceedingly difficult to track. SCP-3812 is currently located at 262649 South, 1375627 West, over the South Pacific Ocean. SCP-3812 exhibits signs of an extremely advanced Eigenmann-Vitor schizophrenia complex, specifically extreme paranoia, extreme dysphoria, extreme mania, depression, inability to properly perceive their surroundings, inability to discern the difference between the real and imagined, inability to differentiate between living and dead beings, inability to control expressions of emotion, hearing voices that are not there, seeing things that are not there, feeling or otherwise experiencing stimuli that does not exist. Basically, this is like the superpower of mental illness. Like, this is like the founding father of mental illness, it sounds like. In the 20 years since SCP-3812 was initially discovered, these symptoms have grown steadily worse. Originally, SCP-3812 was responsive to questioning and sought help in managing its condition from Foundation researchers. Over time, SCP-3812 has become more isolated and withdrawn, eventually becoming entirely unresponsive and acting in erratic and undetectable ways. Currently, SCP-3812 is not able to accurately perceive the world around it and will occasionally alter reality in order to diminish the discrepancy between how it perceives something and the way that something is in actuality. Due to this, it is impossible to know how often reality has been modified, only how often SCP-3812 has not created a clean alteration and has left behind evidence of its influence on reality. SCP-3812 is impossible to contain with any form of containment cell. SCP-3812 will alter reality to remove the containment cell or move itself to another location, drastically impeding containment efforts. SCP-3812 seems to subconsciously resist attempts at containment as well. Even if it is caught unaware, SCP-3812 cannot be tranquilized or amnesticized, as SCP-3812 will alter reality to remove or eliminate any threats to itself or its freedom of movement. Because of this, current containment efforts focus on mitigating damage and expressions of SCP-3812 symptoms as opposed to outright containment. Over time, SCP-3812 has become significantly less humanoid in appearance and is now only vaguely humanoid and occasionally manifests in a variety of shapes and appearances. Additionally, SCP-3812 produces a latent anomalous effect on local reality, specifically in the form of temporal and spiral distortions surrounding the entity. These distortions are occasionally accompanied by random violent outbursts that may dramatically shift or damage local space and time. Wow. While SCP-3812 is usually docile and aimless, its random outbursts are invariably fatal to any living creature nearby and can be extremely disastrous on a massive scale if not properly contained. SCP-3812 manifests in its current form at its current location on July 19th, 2015. So basically, this is like a walking reality stone with an attitude. So there's special containment. So Keto Class Containment Proposal Brief. SCP-3812 is to be constantly monitored by Mobile Task Force Ganymede 66 Straight, the Starlight Knights. I guess that's a task team, who are to maintain a 5-kilometer quarantine area of exclusion around SCP-3812. The acting MTF GY66 team, led in conjunction with Site 86 research staff, is allowed fiat authority in regards to any aspect of SCP-3812's containment. So in other words, they can take whatever money they need to get the resources needed to contain this thing, even if it's only temporary. So imagine the amount of money that would be spent on something like this. Special care must be taken in order to prevent unnecessary exposure to SCP-3812. Current containment efforts focus on mitigating SCP-3812's influence on population centers, as well as research into the full breadth of SCP-3812's anomalous capabilities in order to establish a more comprehensive containment procedure. Information security teams are to monitor all forms of digital media in order to prevent widespread awareness of SCP-3812. SCP-3812 has an active, aggressive, anomalous influence on reality. SCP-3812 is capable of altering events throughout time to prevent its containment. Due to the nature of these alterations, it is highly unlikely that any individual affected by SCP-3812's anomalous influence will be aware that they are affected. It is highly likely that most affected individuals no longer exist as a result of SCP-3812's influence, though any attempt to deduce how often this has happened would be speculative. So this dude is no joke. This is a dangerous, dangerous SCP. He's, like I said, he's like a walking reality stone. Yeah, these things are cool. I wonder how far they've gotten, because I know that, man, even when we read these back in the day, there were a lot. And right now they're up to, right now they're up to 6,999. And I'm sure they have tons of applications for more. So imagine if this was real. There's so many of these things, there's no way you can hide them all. You know what I mean? There's so many of these things, you couldn't hide them all. Let me see. They're starting to list over again, but they're now doing numbers and letters, it looks like. And some of the SCPs have been changed. As recent as today. SCP-6802, SCP-6242, SCP-6802, SCP-6274 have all been changed and updated. So, and the thing of it is, if you were to make one and submit the idea, you would have to literally go through all of these to make sure you're not duplicating somebody else. Can you imagine how long that would take? 4885. All right, I'll put that one up, and we'll check that one out like in a few minutes. We're gonna what is that? 4885. It's all the way down here. We're gonna check out another Nukes video. Find him? That's pretty interesting. Have you read the Coffin one? It's super short, but it's cool. It's a cool idea, and it has a live feed of the SCP on the site. Really? Do you know the number, Mew? You can put your draft here to get a review. And it changes the live feed each time it blacks out. Really? I don't know if we've... The Coffin. 895? All right, let me try and pull that one up too. We'll check that one out. Whoops. That was wrong. 895. Pull this all the way down. You can just get lost reading these things. I remember the last time we did this, it was like, I don't know, man. We went through so many of them. It was like a pretty long stream. And it was a lot of fun. And we hadn't done it since then. That's why I wanted to do that today. What'd you say it was? 885? $8.95. Okay.
What was that?
Camera disruption. Okay. Oh yeah, I see the feed. That's actually pretty cool. All right, we're gonna do another Nukes. We're gonna bounce around a little. I want to do a short one because the next one scheduled is like 35 minutes. It's like over a half hour. But then again, I'm streaming to like, what did I say? 5:30 or 6:30? I don't remember. Probably 5:30. It depends. What is? Let me just check something real quick because I think I said 6:30, but I might have to end at 5:30. It all depends because that'll be around dinner time. Let me just see something here. Okay. All right. He said it was a coffin one. All right, we're going to do a quick Nukes. Let me see. This one's 60 minutes. We'll check this one out. This one's not too long.
Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. Found footage. Popular Japanese paranormal YouTube channel Fourth Wall has found another incredibly creepy video from the internet of an alleged very strange haunting in Japan. The video is said to have been posted to the internet by an anonymous man who says he was exploring an abandoned house and found 2 cameras that someone had simply left behind. He says that when he checked the recorded footage from the camera's memory cards, he was shocked by what he found.
What the hell? The hell was that? Was that the camera that was moving around?
Did you see it? The man looks behind him, but there's nothing there. Then something seems to startle him, and when he looks again, this time a bizarre, unexplained figure is standing nearby, seemingly just staring. Suddenly the camera falls to the ground, but we don't hear anyone run away. In fact, we don't even hear anyone move. The internet poster who found the cameras in the empty building says he has no idea what happened to the camera's owner. It's almost as if the explorer simply disappeared into thin air, never to be seen again. You can check out more scary Japanese videos over on the YouTube channel, Fourth Wall.
I don't know about, I mean, it's spooky, but you need to tell me that somebody found this.
What lurks in the shadows? Chris from the YouTube channel Urbex Hill is back on another urban exploration to an abandoned temple in East Cleveland, Ohio. The unique structure was built in 1905 and served as a Masonic temple before it was abandoned in the mid-2000s. Chris makes his way through the structurally damaged property
Could be
to
that a
capture
ghost
the
got
temple's
captured on the
unique
camera, but somebody was there and
on
knocked him
film.
out and just murdered his ass and buried him somewhere.
Oh, man, I hate this light. My bad, y'all. This light goes out a lot for no reason. It's a ghost caught on tape, y'all.
If the light goes out that often, why would you bring it with you? Why not get a new one?
Viewers of Chris's YouTube channel point out in the comments that a strange voice seems to say, "Hey," as Chris passes by. Now, maybe the creepy voice could simply be explained as some odd outside noise picked up by Chris's microphone. But what happens next is a little harder to explain.
It's really sad that they let this historical place fall apart like this.
It's really sad that you go ghost hunting with a fucked up light.
Damn, man, that's crazy. Wow, look at this.
A shadow-like figure can be seen in a doorway. It appears to be shifting back and forth slightly before it just seems to disappear into thin air.
I didn't see that there.
Chris is completely alone in the building and has no idea what he has just captured on camera. He only noticed the figure when reviewing his footage later. So what do you think this could be? Let me know down in the comments. You can find more of Chris's amazing urban explorations and occasional possible paranormal encounters over on his YouTube channel, Urbex Hill.
Can you imagine a ghost saying something like that, Alex?
Weird World.
Yo,
a segment where all the very strange videos go. First up, a man named Corey says that he works the night shift and arrived home late one night to find his large dog cowering in the kitchen. Curious to see what had upset his poor dog, Corey checks his security footage. The CCTV captured something that Corey just can't explain.
Okay. Okay, so there's the dog. Dog freaks out. Dog's growling. Walks away. Okay. What the? What happened there? That sounds like the dog got hurt.
Corey's dog seems to be bothered and then startled by something in the corner of the living room. The dog growls and stares at the spot before suddenly yelping in absolute terror and fleeing the room in a panic. Now, it's unclear what it is that seems to attack the dog, and Corey believes that it might be related to the supernatural, as Corey says he has had some odd experiences in the home. But what do you think happened to this sweet dog? And once again, I have to say,
I think the ghost was behind him and
people
pinched his
is
testicles.
just
And that's why he screamed
entertainment.
like that.
But ghost scaring dogs? No. Call a priest to exorcise that god ghost right now.
Ugh, which loan could I even be approved for?
Hey, smartphone. Oh.
Next up, in this weird and unexplained video, a German passenger is on board a plane flying at 30,000 feet. They look out their window and are freaked out to see a bizarre shape-shifting UFO right outside their window. They pull out their Nikon camera and quickly record.
Ooh, a UFO one. Love UFO stuff. What? It's like a jellyfish in the air. Only it's not. Oh, wait a minute. I've seen something like this before. In fact, I have pictures of it. All right, we'll keep watching, but that's kind of freaky. So when it turned like a second ago, when it went this shape here, not that one, a little bit further back. A little bit further back. Let's see if I can pause it when it does it. Right there. That right there, like that shape, I've seen that before. I saw that like, let me see. Oh man, must have been 7 years ago. But I actually have pictures of it. I took pictures of it. So I'll get them. They're still on my camera, I think, on my phone. That's kind of freaky. I've seen something like this before.
What is it?
I don't know.
Maybe it's God telling.
Go sit down. Don't even finish that sentence. Go sit down. All right, let me finish the video. But that's kind of freaky. When it made that shape, I was like, I've seen that before. And I do have pictures. That is wild. That's pretty wild. I mean, he gets a good chunk of it. He gets a good amount of time with that thing on film. And he zooms in, like he gets a good shot of it. I mean, how do you explain that? And it's doing all different kinds of shapes. It's not even like a spaceship or anything. It's just...
This odd video quickly spread on Reddit, and opinions on what this strange flying object could be are all over the place and pretty inconclusive. And I definitely have no idea what this could be either. But whatever it is, it's definitely weird and strange and deserves a spot in this segment. In another strange caught on camera moment, a CCTV camera on an LA beach broadcast live on the website surfline.com. Early one morning, Reddit user I Survive on Coffee is watching the live camera feed when suddenly he spots something that he just can't explain.
In the water. It's moving fast too. Holy shit.
After posting the video to Reddit, curious viewers theorized that this could be anything from a small aircraft to a speeding jet ski, birds or bugs, or even aliens or a sea monster. But either way, whatever this dark unexplained object is, it's moving at an incredible speed, which only adds to the mystery. So what do you think it is? Let me know
That's
down
really
below.
fast. I'm trying to think of... any fish that are really fast. You think a swordfish fit? I mean, that thing's moving fast, dude. The water there is so shallow, though. Yeah, that's true too. It's pretty. Yeah, because it's right by the coast, right by the beach. Gojira, you guys. I almost Seinfelded you there, Jonathan, because you couldn't resist, could you? It's Ogopogo. Yeah, but Ogopogo is not supposed to be in the States. Swordfish are pretty fast though, or marlin. Marlin's a possibility. Marlins are fast. That is true. But I don't know, man. That thing's moving like a dart. Like, that shit is going quick. You want to know something really scary? What if it's like a torpedo? Like, what if the United States were, like, doing test launches and a torpedo, like, its targeting system went awry and it just took off on its own? Right? I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but it looks like a torpedo. It's a baby fucking whale, bro. Marlins are fast, but that is fast, dude. Plus, I mean, I don't know. I don't think swordfish. I don't know, but I don't think swordfish are that fast either. I think marlins is a good guess. I'm gonna go with a torpedo because I'm cynical. All right, let's continue the video. Wouldn't it have to hit something and went off eventually? Yeah, but look, I mean, there's nothing, as far as we can see here, there's nothing in front of it. It's just going to keep going until it hits something, which God knows how long that happened. Maybe it happened where there's nobody around. I mean, that thing's just gone. It's taking off.
Fear of the grave. Paranormal investigation team Gangua P, which translates to Fear of Ghost Gang, sets out to explore an extremely creepy graveyard located in Thailand. The cemetery grounds holds over 200 bodies that to this day have not been claimed or identified by any friends or family members. No one knows who the unfortunate souls are, and they rest in temporary mass tombs without a name. The paranormal investigators don't explain why there are so many anonymous people buried in the graveyard.
They should.
One can only imagine the number of restless spirits that might be stalking those graves. One brave Gangua P investigator decides to take their investigation to another level by getting down into one of the cemetery tombs and laying there all alone in the dark.
Look at this.
As you might expect, it did not go well.
Yeah, of course it did.
A static camera records all of the action as the experiment suddenly takes a terrifying turn.
Oh! Now that is crazy. Did you see that? That is crazy. Oh, shh. That is crazy. I don't want to hear anyone talking about tripwire and shit like that. Oh!
The Gangua P investigator lays inside the tomb for 20 minutes before suddenly something seems to violently yank at his t-shirt. The investigator is terrified. He jumps out of the tomb and runs to his friends. As he explains what just happened to him, something violently pulls him backwards and he falls hard onto the cemetery ground. That's when the team decides to just get out of there. So, the question remains, is it real or is it all just an elaborate hoax?
That's not a hoax. That is not a hoax. Look,
Italian Ghost.
That's got to be some of the best footage we've ever seen. You can tell by his reaction, and you can tell just by there's no trick there. That was straight up craziness. I think that's one of the best. That one and the Japanese cab driver have to be two of the best actual footage this guy's ever had. That was insane. I mean, I got to watch that again. Hold on. I just can't.
Suddenly something seems to violently yank at his t-shirt. The investigator is terrified. He jumps out of the tomb and runs to his friends. as he explains what just happened to him.
Look at the way he falls
Something
back.
violently pulls him backwards, and he falls hard onto
Look
the
at that.
cemetery
That's
ground.
not fake.
That's
dude.
when the team decides to just get out of there.
Yeah, that's no string.
So
I'm sorry.
the question remains: is
That
it
looked
real,
like something
or is
grabbed
it
the shirt
all
and pulled
just
up?
an elaborate hoax? You decide.
That's
Followed.
insane. Oh my god.
Italian ghost
That
hunter
was
Inquieto
crazy
TV, which translates to Restless TV, gathers his close friends to go on his very first paranormal investigation
Yeah,
to an
never lay in
abandoned
the tomb.
children's asylum in Campania, Italy. The tall building holds a gruesome past and was closed down after a young child fell from the top floor, tragically losing his life. Since then, the facility has been completely
No, he definitely
abandoned.
did not intentionally fall
As
back.
the
He
Inquieto
got
TV
pulled.
team heads inside and make their way up a staircase, they experience something
Yeah, he did yeet him,
truly
though. That's true.
bizarre.
Yeet!
So let's say you have to read an incredibly long email from your boss that you have to finish before the big meeting starts.
The local grave mosquitoes.
Che cazzo è? Che cazzo è? No, io ho sentito qualcosa. Io ho sentito qualcosa. Ragazzi, io sento un... pure io, sì. Posso così?
Davvero?
Sì, penso di averlo ripreso, ragazzi. Penso di averlo ripreso.
The soft voice of a young child can be heard, and the team has no idea where it could be coming from. They continue their exploration and make another strange discovery.
Ci sono tipo dei tronchi.
Tree trunks.
Sì, tronchi grandi. Tipo in cerchio. Come se qualcuno stesse facendo un rituale. Visti da qualcuno sicuramente. Però non capisco il motivo perché non c'è nulla al centro, non c'è un segno, non c'è niente.
Don't go in the middle. Don't go in the middle. That's all I'm saying.
Ma che cos'è? Fammi vedere, no? Avete sentito? Fammi vedere. Ma che cos'è? Ma che cos'è? Fammi vedere, no? Avete sentito? Fammi vedere.
It was too quick. Like when he got pulled back, it was fast.
Non penso sia...
But when his shirt got pulled, it looked like somebody with, you know what I mean?
Credo. Non penso sta altro genere. Già l'avevo sentito questo punto, sono altri 2 piani. Comunque un sacco di orvo ci sono qui.
Inside one of the abandoned asylum's rooms, the Inquieto TV team finds a few tree trunks placed in a circle. And then things take an even more terrifying turn, because the explorers hear the laughter of a small child, followed by the sound of something heavy being thrown somewhere nearby. But did you see it?
Uh-oh.
A small childlike shadow figure can be seen right in front of them. Even creepier, whatever it is, it seems to be following them.
Non capisco se lo vogliono riprendere questo posto.
Allora, lì hanno barrato la uscita.
Oddio, guardate qua. Ci sono un sacco di disegni.
And again, did you see it? In the corner of the room, the same childlike figure appears again, but only for a split second before quickly disappearing. Inquieto TV had no idea that they were seemingly being followed from room to room and didn't notice the mysterious shadow figure at the time.
Yeah, it corresponds with the laughter.
So could this be the ghost of the child that tragically passed away inside the abandoned children's asylum? As always,
well, at least they
I
didn't
leave it
stand
to
in the
you
middle of the tree trunk
to decide.
That would have been bad.
Thanks for watching. Please follow me on Instagram.
I don't know why he
here
put that one at number 1. The one before that was crazier. I don't know. He's got to get his numbers in order here. That one with the shirt and being put, that was, whoa, man. That was crazy. Later, Steve. Yeah, it's always the kids. You're right. My kids scare me. Man, That one with the shirt, that one still has me kind of freaked out. I'm not going to lie, because it was such good footage. You know, we always see stuff that it's... The alien thing was good, too. Oh, yeah. If you guys want to see those pictures, let me see if I think I had put them up on Facebook a long time ago, because I thought it was crazy. But let me pull it up real quick. See if I can find... I think it's on my Facebook page. Let me check. Blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure I put it up there. I just got to see if I can find it. Let's show you guys real quick. I was driving in my car when I saw it. I was like, holy shit. And then I just pulled my camera out. Well, my phone out, I should say. And I started taking shots. But you can see, it looks like... You ever seen the first Star Trek The Next Generation movie? When there's that big time ribbon traveling? It looked like that. It looked like... And so when that thing made that shape where it looked like a ribbon, it was only like that for like a couple of seconds. I was like, oh shit, I've seen something like this before. So the only difference is the one that I saw didn't change shapes. It just was like twirling in there. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But I'm going to see if I can pull it up real quick. I'm pretty sure I have it on my Facebook page. I feel confident that I do, in fact. If not, I can always just upload it and I'll post it on The Nation. Or I'll, but yeah, it was crazy. Let me see. Damn, I don't see it here. Hold on. Yeah, that's not it. Oh, wait. Is this it? Let me see. Oh, boom. All right, so I have more than one picture, but I found one of them on my Facebook page. So, but I have more than just one. But here, if you look, and I know what you guys are going to say. Oh, it's going to be a glare and this and that. It's not. Trust me, I was there. It's not a glare because I have multiple pictures. But let me just pull it up. In fact, it's actually a lot brighter than I remember it being. I don't remember it being this bright. But let me zoom in. Oh, hold on. Not there. You know what? I got a better idea. Save image. Desktop. Give me a second here. I'll pull up the picture by itself so I can zoom in. There it is. So right there. See this right here? So when I was driving, this thing, it kept twirling and twirling. I took like 7 pictures of it, but for some reason I only had one on YouTube, on Facebook. But I got the other ones on my phone. I've saved them. I've never gotten rid of these pictures because to this day I never knew what the hell this was. But it looks a lot like what that guy was looking at. The only difference is when I saw it, it wasn't changing shapes. It just kept spinning, and it kept spinning and spinning. And I swear to God, if I wanted to keep looking at it and taking pictures of it, but I was driving and I didn't want to get into an accident. So I took like 7 quick pictures, and I'm pretty sure I have better shots than this one. But yeah, man, it was crazy. It's not a cloud. Trust me. Clouds don't twirl. Okay. They just slowly move. I'm telling you what I was seeing when I was driving. The thing was spinning around in the air. It was insane. It was crazy. Yeah. Like a jellyfish, right? So yeah. So when I saw that on the video, I was like, oh, shit, I've seen that before. In fact, let me just see if I can zoom in closer. You know, it's like right there. It was right there, right here. This thing. Shit's cray-cray. That was when I was still living in Massachusetts. That was like 7 years ago, if not longer. But I remember when I saw it, I freaked out. Like, I almost pulled over to film it, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to get like crazy now. But damn, I could have sworn I took more. I uploaded more pictures of it on my Facebook page. But at least I found that one. But I have, like I said, I have like 6 more of those pictures of that. So, yeah, it was crazy when I saw it. I couldn't believe it. Yep, that's that. There's some weird shit out there. And it doesn't mean alien. It's just weird stuff. You know, the stuff we can't explain. And then, you know, people like me and other people, we try to explain, and other people look at us like we're crazy. You know? Rob, have you seen the Lightyear teaser? If you did, what do you think? Oh, you mean like Buzz Lightyear movie? Yeah, I saw it. I mean, I've never really been a huge Toy Story fan. Not that I think it's bad. There's certain Disney movies that I really like and certain ones I just never get into. I could never get into Toy Story. Yeah, I can't get over that one either. That still has me like kind of shaken. It's just insane. It could have been the wind making it twirl. It could have been the wind making it twirl, this fucking guy. Right? There you go. The wind making it twirl. Next thing you're going to say is the wind knocked that guy down, right? Paleo's going to be like, yeah, that guy fell down. It was the wind. Come on. I know he's just fucking around, but I got to fuck around with him back. It could be the wind bending light. There you go. I've never checked them out in full. What was I talking about when you said that? Oh, the Toy Story movie? I got to take over for Mike. Yeah. Yeah, Mike's not here today. That's probably why it's been a fun stream. Because usually when I do these streams, like especially if I go a little longer, like because we're like 2.5 hours in, I'll spend like an hour and a half arguing with Mike over some dumb shit he said. It's amazing how ignorant he could be sometimes. It's crazy. Oh, I forgot to mention Happy No Nut November. Pff, shit. Maybe for you motherfuckers. I've nutted 3 times this week alone. Let's make sure my wife's not here. Don't tell her our business. And I'm going for number 4 tonight. Oh, wait, that calls for... Oh, man. You know how we do. No Mike and Acno equals fun stream. Well, it helps being married. You know what I mean? If I wasn't married, I don't know. I'd probably be on strug right now. I'd be participating in No Nut November unwillingly, you know? You failed day 1 exactly at 12:20. Hey, man, if you're going to fail at something, you might as well fail at that. You know what I'm saying? Mike and Acno's not here. Nice. Yeah. I wonder if Acno is streaming. Let's take a peek real quick before we... Because I still have those 2 SCPs I want to read. And then we'll probably call it after that. But I want to see if Acno's streaming. Because he might be streaming. And I want to see if he is. Just so we can roast him a little bit. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Let's see. No, he's not streaming. Nope. No such luck. First mistake would be taking it seriously in the first place. I know, right? I thought No Nut November was something religious, was some religious tree. No, thou shalt deceive yourself from ejaculation by the end of November. Yeah, I don't know. It became a thing. It's like, I don't know when it became a thing, but I don't know if people actually put it into practice. I doubt it. You know? I know I don't. Fuck that. I'd fail miserably. You know, I actually thought you meant tree, like you were gonna say, like, don't eat nuts from a tree November. I thought that's where you were going. I didn't know you made the mistake. You could have actually ran with that, Monkey K. All right, let's read these last two SCPs. I don't know if Mew's still here, but we'll start with his because it's pretty short. And then we're going to do SCP 4885. Rob, did you watch the World Series? Yeah, I did actually. So being a Mets fan, I really didn't want to see Atlanta win, but at the same time, I wanted to see them win because I didn't want to see Houston win because Houston was, caught cheating. Where'd you get those? What are those, turkey? Those are not Nathan's. Those are Hebrew International. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. I was just curious. I didn't know. Oh, okay, good. I didn't know you had bought them. I was like, damn, how much hot dogs we have in this house? We got like 5 packages, and then we have a family pack. There's hot dogs all over this place in this house. Yeah, so I didn't want to. So I was kind of happy when Atlanta won. I don't think Houston deserved to win. Now that they've lost, they can go on their redemption story. And it's stupid, man. Houston's such a good team. I don't know why they cheated anyway. They didn't need to. They've proven that they don't need to. So but I'm kind of tired of them going because they went like 2 years ago. They lost to Washington. They won in 2017. So like every 2 years they've been there. It's like, okay, I'm good with that. So I found out it was a thing in 2018, and by that time I had already failed. I participated the last 2 years, but still failed both times. Trying to redeem myself this year. Good luck. Girls should have shut up washing machine November, where they just stop complaining for once. But what does the washing machine part have to do with that? Like, what is that? Why didn't this? And you can't do it in November. It's got to match with the month, so it's got to be shut up September. Yeah, I don't want the Astros to win. Dear Rob, what if Burning Godzilla was in Godzilla vs. Kong? Well, he wasn't, so. Like, I don't understand why they would do that. Kong could barely beat him without him having burning abilities, so giving him burning, forget it. It was, you mean the washing machine part was supposed to be a joke? Oh, okay. All right. I'll never be able to unsee that. Last time Acton was streaming was hilarious when he had this goofy mug all up in the camera. Yeah, that was Friday. That was pretty weird. Okay. SCP-895. An Euclid. Okay. Is sealed, closed, and stored in an isolated underground containment cell at a depth of approximately 100 meters. No cameras, microphones, or other surveillance equipment may be brought within the 10-meter red zone radius of SCP-895 without express permission from at least 2 Level 3 personnel. Any on-site personnel exhibiting unusual behavior or signs of psychological trauma are to be screened immediately and removed from the site or terminated at the situation warrants. SCP-895 is an ornate oak coffin recovered from redacted mortuary by SCP personnel on redacted date. Following reports of unusual footage captured by surveillance equipment installed at that location, when questioned, mortuary staff were unable to determine the source of SCP-895 and how it was transported to the location. Upon attempting to open SCP-895, agents on location found the object empty. However, observers viewing the live camera feed then they redact the data. Until further notice, SCP-895 must remain closed at all times. SCP-895 causes disruptions in video and photographic surveillance equipment within 50 meters, similar to Vivid. What's up?
Just a quick question. Potato salad. Do you want peppers and onions in it too?
You don't have to do peppers. If you can just do onions. Yeah, just onions. What's that?
Oh, this is your father.
My what?
This is your dad.
That's my father's? Oops. Hey, he gave me his name, so I don't want him complaining that his mail's open.
I don't think he needs it for New York.
Yeah. Causes disruptions in video and photographic surveillance equipment within 50 meters, similar to vivid, disturbing hallucinations with variable duration and regularity, corresponding to the camera's proximity to SCP-895 within a range of 5 meters from SCP-895. Footage captured can cause severe psychological trauma and hysteria in most subjects. These disruptions do not extend to observers physically present within the area. Oh, interesting. Following incident and the loss of 3 personnel, the red zone of SCP-895 has been extended from 5 meters to 10 meters, and security personnel shifts have been reduced to 4 hours as a precaution. Sounds pretty insane. I hate when SCPs abuse the redactions. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. It's like, I mean, I understand they're trying to get you to, you know, like, be immersed into their story, but I just want to fucking know the information, okay? Like this, I'm already. It actually takes me out of what? Oh, it actually kind of takes me out of the immersion when they redact something, because then I don't know what the hell's going on. All right, SCP-4885, and this is a Keto class. All right, we're gonna skip the containment procedures because it's like 17,000 pages long. So we'll just go right to the description. SCP-4885 is an anomalous humanoid resembling the main character of the popular series of puzzle books, Where's Wally? Well, that's creepy. Known in the U.S. as Where's Waldo. This entails that SCP-4885 wears a horizontal red and white striped shirt, a red and white bobble hat, and jeans. However, a noticeable difference in appearance from the character is the entity's pale skin and lack of eyes. In the event that the subject, known as SCP-4885's current location at any given time, SCP-4885 will move to the nearest wall and begin to phase into it. SCP-4885 will appear inside of the subject and will reach up the esophagus and grab the subject's chin through their mouth. That sounds fun. SCP-4885 will then proceed to pull themselves through the subject, destroying their internal organs and their spine. Once this has occurred, a yellow liquid that will exit the corpse's mouth and will cover the subject entirely, which causes it to become an SCP-4885-1. Oh, I think I've read this one. Instance. SCP-4885 will remain in the current location, occasionally patrolling the area until another person discovers its location once again. However, if SCP-4885 is close enough to the subject when they discover its location, they will instead approach the subject, attempt to climb into the subject's mouth, enter their abdomen, and exit their body through the subject's pelvis. During this time, SCP-4885 can easily dislocate, relocate, and any joint in its body, and its skin and muscles will gain the consistency of a malleable solid, allowing it to easily climb into and out of the subject. SCP-4885-1 instances are anomalous corpses that were created by SCP-4885. The entire body of an SCP-4885-1 instance is covered in illustrations similar to those found in Where's Wally books, with many different characters appearing on the instance's skin. These illustrations originate from the liquid that exits the corpse's mouth. Currently, no instance of the cartoon character Wally have been found on an SCP-4885-1 instance. These illustrations cannot be removed from the subject unless the skin it is placed on is removed. This is kind of getting a little confusing. I mean, I know what SCP-4885-1 is. It's just, I don't know, I think the explanation is a little bit, it's just a little bit confusing. But if a subject knows the location of any given SCP-4885-1 instance or SCP-4885, will teleport itself to the subject and kill them in the exact same manner as if they discovered SCP-4885 itself. This will also transform them into an SCP-4885-1 instance. SCP-4885 was discovered residing in location redacted, a small wooden house. Mobile Task Force Chi-19, Unrelenting Punishment, was sent to capture an entirely separate anomaly and did not know of SCP-4885's existence. So basically, this one can just go through your body and replicate. It's kind of like Alien. It's kind of like a xenomorph. Hey, Rob, what do you think about the metaverse? In my opinion, I think it's freaky. I haven't really looked into it that much. I want to because, so what they plan to do is, pardon me, I don't mean to yawn. What they plan to do with that is they want to make games where you can actually earn money, cryptocurrency. And there's a couple of games in the crypto universe that I have my targets on. Some I've actually played. I forget the name of the game. I played it for like 2 months. It's on the Ethereum network. And I think it was called Treasure Hunters or something like that. Anyway, I ended up getting a drop there of an NFT that was worth $200. I still have it. But it's on the Ethereum network, and the gas fees on there are insane, so I haven't moved it. It's just sitting in my wallet. But it was like a pet or something, and it was rare. And at the time, it was worth like 200 engine coins. It's on the Ethereum network. It's a game developed by Engine, and it was pretty fun for a while. But it's a little redundant. It's really heavily. A lot of these games are going to be very, what's the word I'm looking? Farmy. You know, you're gonna have to farm hard. Very grindy. So, but yeah, I have like a $200 NFT sitting. God knows what it's worth now. It could be worth less, could be worth more. But it's sitting it's sitting in my Coinbase wallet. I just haven't moved it because the gas fees for the Ethereum network are too high. So like if I wanted to move a $200 item, it might cost me $80 to do it, and I don't want to spend that. So I'll just let it sit there, and hopefully maybe it'll be worth something one day in the future, worth more. You know, who knows? James Varela. Well, I haven't streamed a whole lot lately. I mean, I streamed Friday. I'm streaming today, but before that, I hadn't streamed like in a month, dude. You know what I mean? I mean, remember, I was out with COVID for like 3 weeks. So, and I didn't touch the computer hardly to stream. Not at all. I'm going to check the football scores real quick.
I see traces of gray.
Oh my God. What the hell? Oh, I hate when they do this on these things. They like autoplay these video ads. This is stupid. My God, the Buffalo Bills lost to the Jaguars. That's insane. Patriots beat the Panthers. The Giants beat the Raiders. Wow, I'm impressed. The Saints lost to the Falcons. Dolphins finally won. Jesus. The Broncos beat the Cowboys? Damn. The Browns destroyed the Bengals, 41-16. Ravens won in overtime. Right now, the Cardinals are beating the 49ers. The Chiefs are beating the Packers. And the Eagles and the Chargers are tied. Do you think we should get rid of daylight savings? Nah. I like getting the bonus hour. Nah. if you got rid of daylight savings, summer wouldn't be as fun. Put it that way. That's really what daylight savings is for. It's so that when the summer comes around, it stays daytime longer and people can go out and enjoy themselves. Because, in the summer, it doesn't get dark till like freaking 8:30, almost 9 o'clock, which a lot of people love that. And, you stay out longer and stuff like that. And then when the summer's over and it's fall, you bring it back to normal. So I've never had a problem with it. I think it's a good thing. I think people take it for granted, because if you had a shorter day during the summer, I think that would suck for a lot of people. Yeah, I got to watch the highlights. I mean, unfortunately, I don't get to watch Giant games out here. I get the Carolina Panthers on TV, which is not all that great, unless they're playing a team I like. And then you get the national game at 4:30, and then you get an alternate game at 5. Most times I end up watching the alternate game because it's just usually a lot better than watching the Panthers. I've tried everything I can to watch the teams I want to watch. I've tried VPNs and everything, and it's just they're very sophisticated about blacking out other games to local people, because I know there's a lot of football fans in this town that are not Carolina fans, because a lot of people in this town that have moved from different states. So, Rob, were you all for the Watson trade for your Dolphins? Not really, because he probably is not going to play this year. And I just don't think Tua's been given enough time. And I also think Tua is overly criticized. I think he got injured again today, though. And that's going to be his problem. Because I see here that Jacoby Brissett played, which tells me that Tua probably got injured again. Or just didn't start, I guess. I want to find out why now. Did he get hurt or did he just not? 9 turnovers. Wow, that's an ugly win. Yeah, so Tua has a broken finger now. So, he just needs to stay healthy. Broken finger? I mean, what the fuck was he doing? Yeah, apparently, he's dealing with that whole thing with the masseuses. And, who knows how that's going to turn out. The only thing I found weird about that story is why is he going to so many different massage parlors? Whether or not he did anything wrong to them. I mean, I'm willing to bet nothing happened because more than half of the massagists came out in his defense. It could just be as simple as the dude likes different women rubbing him down. I mean, he's got the money to go to different places, so he's enjoying himself. I don't think, is it a little abnormal? Sure, but these guys have so much money, they don't know what to spend it on. They always find new ways to spend it. He just happens to go to 50 different masseuses, I should say. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. He hasn't had enough time to show whether or not he's a bad quarterback. The dude has not played enough. From what I've seen, and I've seen every Tua game, I still think he needs time to see where he's going to go. There's nothing about him I've seen that's bad. There's just nothing about him I've seen that's great. And I think that's what people are expecting. I think people expect some of these young quarterbacks to be great. Some of them never turn out to be great or good. Some of them turn out to be great, and some of them need time to be great. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen overnight. I mean, the amount of games that Tua has played, this same amount of games, if you put it up against Peyton Manning, Tua's better. Tua's got better stats. So there's not enough time. But if you were to just look on paper and look at Tua Tagovailoa, his stats from every game he's played, versus Peyton Manning and his stats up to this same point, Tua Tagovailoa has better stats. So how can we say he's bad? You know what I mean? Because Peyton Manning is obviously a Hall of Famer. So I think he needs to play consistently, which means he needs to stay healthy. I mean, the guy had 4 touchdowns and 409 yards 2 weeks ago. I mean, that's just not bad to me. That to me, you need more. You need to see more of him. It's not enough. He hasn't played enough to make a determination whether he's going to be good or bad. As far as right now as I can see, he's overall not playing bad. He's just not being great. He's being like above average. Tua plays in an era that benefits the quarterback a lot more than when Peyton was a rookie. What do you mean by that? That's a very vague statement. Because as far as I know, football has always benefited the quarterback. They are extraordinarily protected. That has not changed very much from the time Peyton played to now. So you got to be more specific. That comment's very vague. To be honest, Rob, I think your Dolphins need to clean house and get a new GM and head coach that will help Tua out. No, I like Brian Flores. Up until this year, Brian Flores has completely turned around the culture in Miami. Sometimes you take a step back when you're headed in the right direction. That's not uncommon. And that's why I don't think there's any talk of him being fired. I think that's why they didn't trade Tua Tagovailoa. They have a very bad defense, is what it is. They have talent on the offensive side. Devontae Parker's injured. Preston Williams hasn't been around at all this year. I would say they need a better running game. They have a very good tight end. Gesicki's really good. They have the receivers to run routes, like when they're healthy. Jalen Waddle's been very good. Devontae Parker, when he's on the field, is very good. I think those receivers and Tua Tagovailoa need more time together. The guy has not had enough games. He missed 4 games. This is his 5th game he's missing this year. And last year, he only played 6 games. I mean, that's what? If he's missed 5 games this year, they've been nice. So he's played basically 10 games in the NFL. And I can tell you right now, if you look at his 10-game stats, it's really, really a lot better than most people think. I think the problem is people think he's bad because he's not flashy. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing flashy about him. And when it comes to quarterbacks, people like flashy. But just look at his numbers. His numbers are not, compared to some other rookie quarterbacks, he's doing a lot better. Did you hear they're going to remove the X-Drome and X-Men in the MCU? Oh, they're going to remove the X from the X-Men. I heard that there's a possibility they might do that. I know it hasn't been confirmed to be done yet. If they do that, I'm going to be very upset, and I probably won't watch it. Marvel, unfortunately, is going very heavy into the diversity woke movement, and if they do that, they're going to have a problem because from what I heard about how Eternals was described, yeah. All right. My friends, it's been fun on this Sunday. I want to thank you guys for coming out. We're going to end it here because dinner is almost ready, and I want to have dinner. And then I want to watch that Packers-Chiefs game. Yeah, I'll check out Eternals when it comes to Disney Plus. I was talking about this earlier when we started at 2:30 that had a whole Marvel conversation and why I think they made a mistake killing Tony Stark and everything. It was actually pretty good. But yeah. Nah, no problem, guys. You guys have a good rest of your night, and we'll be back next Friday. And yeah, we'll do what we do, and we'll see what else happens this week. A lot of trailers dropped today and yesterday. You know, we're definitely gonna do a little gaming discussion next Friday too, because I want to talk about the Elden Ring. They dropped a gameplay trailer like earlier this week, and it was really good, and I kind of want to get into that. It looks like a very, very potentially groundbreaking game. Insanely good. So, all right, guys, you have a good one. I'll talk to you all later. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week.